Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt Q&A Sundays. Happy Valentine's Day to most, I guess. Those of you that celebrate it. Those of you that feel pressured to do something, to spend this kind of money on this special day. Hey, happy Valentine's Day. Whatever. Anyway, like always, we're going to wait for everybody to get a chance to get the live notifications and get up in here. What's up, Dave Sincere? What's going on? Get everybody up in here. What's up, Johnny Blaze? Yeah, it's been a minute, man. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm going to have to close this window because these chimes are very loud. So hold, please. All right, I'm back. Get up in here. Those of you that are new, welcome. Appreciate it. I would love to hear how you found the channel. That'd be great. I appreciate it. So I can give credit to where credit's due. Because some channels shout out my channel sometimes, and I just love to know where you guys heard of SMD channel before. All right. Valentine's Day and Mother's Day are the two most successful days for Florida. Exactly. Just crazy. I remember walking into the store yesterday and there was a bouquet of, red roses or whatever. It was like $80. It's like because it was the day before Valentine's Day. It's crazy, right? When you walk in the door, it's sitting right there in your face. And, and it could have been a bouquet that was normally $20, but since it's Valentine's Day, and I understand it's business. I mean, I look at all that stuff as business. Even people, even when I see slaves giving other financial information, as long as what they're doing is legal, I'm cool. It doesn't bother me. But that's business. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, it's totally crazy. But again, if you were the florist and you knew you can mark your flowers up 3 times the price just because of this special day, you better believe you would be looking forward to Valentine's Day. Believe that. And every other holiday that puts pressure, especially like Christmas. Can you imagine Christmas, right? The pressure slaves have on buying gifts, or they will feel bad if they didn't get somebody a gift. The pressure, it's crazy when all they have to do is say, no, I'm not buying anybody anything because I have no money. That's what they could say, which would be the truth. But they'd rather go deeper into debt trying to appease people on Christmas Day, Anyway, welcome to the channel. My name's LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them mathematically see outside what I call the debt matrix. The debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in financing everything that goes down in value and wondering why they're still living paycheck to paycheck. It couldn't be the 2 car payments. It couldn't be the mobile home payment. It couldn't be the mortgage. It couldn't be the motorcycle payment. It couldn't be the multiple credit cards. It can't be that. Right? There's no way it could be that. They just can't figure it out. But and I'm not talking about him because that's where I lived for the first 40 years of my life. Woke up, found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said, hey, LJ, take the math that you learned in grade school and apply it to your finances and you'll win with money. And that's what I did. And now I'm free. Right. So I took what I learned from Dave and took it a step easier. I thought to myself, I can make this even easier for people by using real life scenarios, showing them everything with just basic math, no tricks. No, let the people even use their own calculator so they can see. Just make it, and just so they can look at the numbers and say, damn, how come I don't believe that number? I know that's the trick. You don't trust math, and you don't trust math. So this was me. I was once an unconscious slave living in a debt matrix. Unconscious slaves don't trust math, and they don't know they don't trust math. That's what makes them unconscious, right? And then once I started believing in math, I became what was called a conscious slave. Now I knew I was in debt because I trusted math. Now I was doing anything, and as long as I was in debt, I was a slave because somebody owned me a piece of, like when you look at your credit report, you're so busy looking at your credit score, but what a credit report really is an owner's ledger. Those are all the people. When you log into your credit report, those are all the people that own you. They all have a piece of stock in you. You are the stock. You. Okay. Once you get out of debt, you don't have any owners. It's just blank and it's zeros, right? So now I just got out of debt, and I simplify it for people and use real world scenarios and show them there's a whole different entire financial world that you don't know about, all because you didn't trust math. Once you get on the other side, there is no going back. You will no longer associate yourself with slaves, financially of speaking. They can be your friends. They can hang out or whatever, but you can't be around them when they make money moves or trying to give you financial advice. You cannot be around slaves like that. That cannot happen. Okay, this is what I teach. This is what I show people, how to get out of the debt matrix. The door to exit the debt matrix is simply to trust mathematics. Once you trust mathematics, you open the door and you're out. But as long as you don't trust mathematics, you will remain in the debt matrix until you're dead. Let me give you a couple examples. If you believe that you'll never pay off your student loan debt, you're going to remain in the debt matrix until you're dead. It won't matter where you live. It won't matter what kind of car you drive. It won't matter what kind of job you have. It doesn't matter. It won't matter if you make 6 figures, 7 figures. It won't matter. You're still living in the debt matrix, and you'll be there until you're dead. This is the exit door right here. I just take my hand. All you gotta do is, and I show you on your own calculator. I make you do it. I make you put in the numbers yourself. Now, here, if you're listening to this is what I want you to do. If you have a mortgage, this is what I want you to do, okay? Open up the calculator app on your phone. Open it up, okay? I want you to put in your mortgage, your monthly mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance, meaning how much you have left to pay off your home. And you got 300,000, 400,000, whatever, right? And you don't have to have the exact amount, just round it up, right? And then I want you to go mortgage payment minus mortgage balance equals what? Now this is gonna be the glitch. This is the glitch in the debt matrix. All this time you've believed that you were a homeowner with equity, right? This is what, and all your friends around you say the same thing, but then you're going to look at the calculator and you're going to be like, but wait a minute, that's a negative number. According to mathematics, I don't own anything. I don't own anything according to this calculator. Now here's the glitch. Either you're going to believe the calculator, or you're going to continue to live for the next 30 years inside of the illusion that you have around you. That's a mathematical illusion. How do I know it's an illusion? The calculator's telling me so. When it comes to finances, you never break the law. Not only the physical law, like IRS taxes, tax evasion, not only do you do not, N-O-T, not break those laws, you also never break the laws of mathematics. Ever. You never, there's no excuse. Doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter what color you are. You never break the laws of mathematics when it comes to your money. If you never forget that rule right there, you will become a multi-millionaire. If you never ever forget that rule under any emotional circumstances. What's up, reigning woman? What's up, Dale? Now, today is question day where you guys can ask me questions for free. Okay. And I'm gonna put this link up here, and we're gonna stay on as long as there are questions. Okay. Here we go. There's the link. Soon to Rise says, I paid off all my credit cards. You think I should cancel them or just keep them to maintain credit? Only have 2 cards now. Pay off and cancel the third I had. I only have one. I don't think there's any reason to have more than one. I'll just pick the one with the biggest balance, or the biggest, the biggest, allotment, or whatever you have, right? And I would keep that one. There's no, because it's like, sometimes credit card companies, you got to remember, they can shift stuff, change stuff, change some rules. Next thing you know, you might have a fee on your credit card you didn't know. I just don't like playing that type of games with them. So I just cut them all off. I have one. It's easy for me to keep track of one credit card. If they try to switch some shit, I'll immediately see it. Like, this is one thing I noticed they did, right? And one time, because every year I like to cancel my credit card and get a new number. Right. That's just my habit. I just do that automatically. Once a year, I cancel my credit card and I want a new card with a new number. But one time I did that, and I noticed some places that, I might have signed up for using a credit card. I might not wanted that service no more. So the cancel credit card pretty much tells them that I don't want the service anymore. Right. And then it won't process or whatever. Right. But I remember one time a charge came through, and I was like, what? How in the world did that come through? Okay, I thought it was a fluke. Okay, whatever. Maybe I did it or something, right? And then next thing you know, another charge came through from a place I no longer wanted to subscribe to either. And I was like, wait a minute. I know for a fact I didn't give this business my new credit card number. So I go over to my sign in for that whatever thing I signed up for, right? And I log in. Lo and behold, my new credit card information was in there. So I thought to myself, I said, so in other words, not only do the credit card, I believe the credit card, they have to offer a service to businesses, so something like, hey, if a person changes their credit card number, we want an automatic update for that. That's got to be a service. So the last time I got my new credit card, I switched my number. I had to specifically say, I said, hey, make sure you put a note in there that I do not want my credit card information, my new credit card information, shared with anybody. Nobody. I had to specifically say that. And they're like, oh, sir, we don't do that. Whatever. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I didn't say yes, you do to him. I said, you're such a liar. I'm thinking to myself, you're such a liar. You were the only ones that could have done that. It's so crazy. Oh, they're playing like they don't know what we're talking about. We're what? Huh? Oh my God, shut up. So just keep one. What's up, Sharif? What's up, Al? I wanted to know if I made 40,000 in the stock market, even though I was 20K in debt, is that a win? This is what most people are trying to do. This is what I say to that, okay? Because this is very confusing to a lot of people. Hey, man, what if I invest in and I come up and flip it, and then I'll go back and pay my own debt? This is what I want you to do first, all right? I want you to say, add up all your savings, and then I want you to add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest in the stock market, to flip it or whatever, right? Now, if you do this and that number's in the negative, and you still invested in the stock market, and you still believe you flip negative, because it's 100% impossible to flip negative dollars in the stock market. But if you believe you invested in the stock market knowing that you're in the negative, and you really believe you flipped and turned it, and now you're going to come back and pay in debt, that just tells me everything I need to know about the person that believes that. It's impossible to invest with negative dollars. That's impossible. If the person doesn't know they're in a negative before they start investing, they obviously don't know how to invest. That's the number. That's the laws of mathematics. I'm not even making that up. That's what the laws of mathematics say. So you got to be very careful who's telling you. When somebody tells you that, you got to make sure you understand where this information is coming from. Is it from a slave? If a slave that is in debt believes they can take 40K and they invested 40K that they didn't even have in the first place and they think they flipped it, you got to be very careful who's saying that. Is it somebody that was 20-year-old student loans that think they did that? That's not true. If a person, for example, if a person with 20-year-old student loans believe they invested in the stock market and flipped it and earned some money, that breaks all the laws of mathematics. None of that can be true. That's not true. I'd be forgetting about those subscriptions too. Got to switch those card numbers often. All I wanted was to try. Exactly. See, I always switch my card. I just do that on, just, there's scammers out there, man. They're just out there stealing credit card numbers. I just make it. I'm not saying that they can't get me. I'm just saying I'm not making it easy. Okay, you got to put in some work. Yeah, I'm gonna switch. Maybe I'll switch it every 6 months, and one year I might do it a year. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'd be like, hey, switch the credit card now. I only got one. Not even a big deal. So if it gets stolen and sold, it's no good already. Before whoever buys it just bought a worthless card number. But trust me, they're not worried about me. There's millions of slaves out there. However much time you spend investing in the stock market could have had to subtract the amount of interest that debt accrued from the investing profits. Exactly. I'm just trying to save you a whole even mathematical equation trying to deduct interest from this and that. Just add up your savings, add up your debt. Right now, if you're in debt and you're in the negative, you can't invest in anything outside of yourself. You don't even own yourself. If your finances are in the negative, you don't even own you. And if you don't own you, you haven't even invested in yourself first. And you think you're going to invest in something outside of yourself? You're nuts. You're breaking all the laws of mathematics. I have no idea what planet you live on. What's up, Omanique? Trying to flip the negative number. Exactly. Trying to flip negative numbers. Only slaves think they're coming up with money that they didn't even have in the first place. Isn't it crazy how slaves will say that out loud? A slave will call themselves a homeowner, even though they didn't even have the money to buy the home. They immediately financed the home and believe they own the equity in a house they didn't even have the money to buy in the first place. Then they start bragging about, hey man, houses are going up in this neighborhood. Not for you, slave. For the bank. That's not your house. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the values of this in this neighborhood, the values of houses are going up. What's that got to do with you? Ain't got nothing to do with you. If you have a mortgage, that has nothing to do with you. Especially if you have a subprime mortgage, you're the ultimate slave. You have a FHA mortgage, you're a slave. You're never going to be a homeowner. You're not. I promise you, you're not. How do I know this? Because only a slave would ever take a pen, sit down, and sign their name on an FHA mortgage. Only a slave, an unconscious slave, would do that. I did it back in 2008. I did it. That was me. I had not a clue what I was doing. I remember sitting down. I didn't have a dime to my name. I was deep in debt, yet I got approved for a house. I was like, oh my God, hey, God came down and blessed me. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. The banks took advantage of me because they knew I didn't trust math. Because only a slave would sign up with an FHA mortgage. Only a slave would think they could buy a house with absolutely no money. Only a slave would ever think that. So they took advantage of me. As soon as I signed up, it was like, hey, you got equity. You can go ahead and take out a second and grab that equity and do some bullshit with it or something. They just made up something. You know what I said? Hell yeah, give me that money. Took out a second mortgage, 2 mortgages on one house. Only a slave would ever do that. Only a slave. Yet slaves walk around here every day talking about they got first and second mortgages on one house. They have out loud in public. Lord Boom says, if you are out of debt, will living in a place that has a high income tax affect you? No. When you have no debt, you don't care how much taxes are. Taxes are nowhere near monthly payments. Let me explain something to you. Taxes are nowhere when you have no debt, not even a rent or a mortgage. Taxes are nowhere. Taxes are not high. They're not high. Taxes will work for you. Taxes will help you build wealth because with no debt, you'll be able to take advantage of the tax offerings from the government. Many gu- Dale says many financial gurus will try to sell the idea of using other people's money to accumulate wealth. Yeah, you know what they do, Dale. Though the slaves don't know to listen to the difference between personal debt and business debt. They think it's the same. Hey, well, Robert Kiyosaki said he uses debt. He's not talking about you, slave. Okay, you think Robert Kiyosaki got student loans? Listen, and I want you guys to listen to me closely, slaves. All right. If you listen to Robert Kiyosaki and he's talking about how he's using debt to build wealth, ask Robert Kiyosaki, hey, Robert, do you got student loans? I guarantee you, Robert's going to tell you no. If you do have student loans, Robert Kiyosaki is not talking to you. When Robert Kiyosaki talks about, hey, man, I'm using debt to build wealth, and you say, hey, Robert, do you got car payments? I guarantee you, Robert's going to turn to you and say, no, I don't have car payments. If you have car payments, Robert Kiyosaki is not talking to you. Please make that clear. 40,000 minus 20,000 equals 20. People invested 500 in GameStop and made 40 profit. They can pay off their, yeah. I mean, if it's true, I mean, you guys gotta, you know what? This one, I want you guys to understand something. Okay, be very careful what you hear on the internet from people, unless you can see it and prove it yourself. To me, I don't. I just hear it and okay, whatever. They just said it. That don't mean anything to me. I know what they said on people did. Hey, they boomed from it and collected and paid off this, whatever. Shout out to Frenchie Irving for 4.99 super chat. Thank you. A friend asked me to put her business in my name, sign W-9 in my name with her other job. It caused her to lose income. She will pay. Ooh, nah, no. Mm-mm. I ain't doing none of that. Mm-mm. Right there. If somebody's asking you to put their business in your name, you got to ask yourself, why can't you put it in your name? When I start when I started my business, you think I want to put, hey man, can you put your name on, why would I do that? I just put it in my own name. That's a red flag right there. The answer is no. I wouldn't do that. Don't touch that with a 10-foot pole. And you know, if she's bold enough to ask you that question, this what I want you to ask her. Hey, can I see your personal credit report from all three credit bureaus? She's going to say, hey, well, my credit score is this. You're going to say, well, I'm not talking about your credit score. I want to see your entire credit reports from all three credit bureaus. I guarantee you this. Listen, Frenchie, and listen, Frenchelle Irving. This Her personal credit report will tell you why she's asking you that question. Why she wants to put this business in your name. I guarantee you her personal credit report is going to tell you why. Nobody would dare ask me, not even ask me that question. Because I would say, are you insane? What's up, Nicer? If you ever get a loan modification, please, because you paused a payment for a year, they give you a balloon payment, no interest that is due upon payoff remaining more. What? If you ever get a loan modification because you paused a payment for a year, they give you a balloon payment, no interest that is due upon payoff of remaining mortgage. Yeah, don't get wrapped up. Hey, you know what? You guys, this is what I want. I don't want you guys to think the bank is tricking you. They're mean. They're doing something bad. You asked to borrow their money. They gave you the terms for borrowing their money. It's really that simple. Hey, do you agree to these terms if we loan you this money? And you sign on the dotted line. You say yes. That's it. They're not doing it. They're just exercising everything you see in that thick stack of paperwork that you probably didn't even look at. You got me rolling. I gotta get these chains off me. The boss would like to see TV. What's up, man? Welcome. Appreciate it. Got to get them chains off, man. Hey, man, I'm harsh on slaves, man. I'm harsh on unconscious slaves. This is why. Because unconscious slaves choose to be unconscious. They choose to not trust mathematics. You guys choose to. You're choosing to. When you finance a car for 72 months, you're choosing to be a slave. You're choosing it. You're saying, hey, I choose to be a slave for the next 72 months for this depreciating thing. The reason why slaves break the laws of mathematics because they're not enforced. They don't need to be. There is a penalty for breaking the laws of mathematics. Slavery. There is a penalty. Slavery. If you break the laws of mathematics, you are a slave until you're dead. Do you understand that? If your student loan debt is older than your 401k, your 401k doesn't exist, you slave. Does that make sense? Your student loan debt is older than your 401k, and you think you got a 401k? Does that make any sense? No, slave. Cosmo says, I will never let someone put their name on my business. Right. She doing something shady, completely shady. May leave you with the mess if your business is. Yeah, I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Hell no. And I'd be insulted that she even asked me that question. You must think I'm a fool. No, hey, but then again, nobody would dare ask me that question. I'll be like, why are you asking me that, slave? Only slaves ask those type of questions. Hey, will you put my business in your name? Why, slave? And I'll tell them right away if somebody asks me that question. Why are you asking me that, slave? Who you running from? IRS? You think changing the business somebody else's name is gonna hide it from math? All they gotta do is follow the money, slave. That's what you're doing it for. You're doing it for money. Everything you're doing is not gonna make mathematical sense. They're gonna find you, slave. All the slaves, they always think they're doing something new and different. Hey man, if I switch it and put it in the business name and then the IRS won't find. Yes, they will. You want the money. For you, when you're in debt, money doesn't even exist. That's why you're so easy to find. You don't trust math and you don't even know you don't trust math. Robert Kiyosaki created Rich Dad, Poor Dad for profit. He can't tell you about your personal or business finances better than you. Can't. Mr. Kiyosaki's just making money. He's a businessman. He's doing what he loves. She's not lying about anything. He's just saying, hey, this is what I do. This is how I make money. Hey, but if he's not there to tell you to say, hey, by the way, zero starts with you. If you don't even know zero starts with you, if you don't even know if your finances if you're in a negative, like if you log into your Credit Karma right now, click on accounts, and there's a large negative number at the top, a large negative number. You don't even own you. You think you're going to do what Robert Kiyosaki does and you don't even own yourself? No, you're not going to do any of that. Don't even worry about what he's doing. Yeah, he's talking. He's talking. I mean, he's speaking English, but if you don't understand mathematics, if you don't speak debt free, you don't understand what he's saying. You don't understand what he's saying? Yeah, he uses debt to become rich. What that got to do with you? Debt uses you. He uses debt. Debt uses you. If you're below zero, debt uses you. If you're above zero, you can use debt. See, and this is what the problem is with unconscious slaves. And I know you guys don't believe it, but I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. You guys are trained not to see zero and negative numbers, zero and below. You guys don't even know that exists. Those are numbers. That's a number that we all know that it was in grade school, zero. And then if you go to the left, that's -1, -2. I remember learning that in grade school. I remember that. And then when you go to the right, 0, 1, 2, 3. I remember that. We all did it. But for some reason, unconscious slaves have forgotten 0 and -1, -2 exist to infinity. You guys forgot. And you're probably thinking, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? If you have a 30-year mortgage and you've been calling yourself a homeowner, you don't know negative numbers exist. Because all you would have to do is take your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and see the negative number. You would see, whoa, wait a minute, I don't even own me. No, you don't. Then why are you calling yourself a homeowner? That's what math is asking you. Then if I'm showing you that you're in the negative, why are you calling yourself a homeowner? Why? That's a program, slave. What's up, AJ? Nick? Yes, slaves are everywhere, though. Hey, but listen, I want to make sure I reiterate this very, very clearly, okay? It's very important that we have slaves. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what religion you believe in. I don't care where you live. I don't care what kind of career you have. I don't care what kind of car you drive. I don't care how popular you are on YouTube. I don't care. If you're a slave, you're just a popular slave. I don't care how many people follow you. They're slaves too. That shit means nothing to me. Nothing. Nothing. The content, you guys, I want you guys to clearly understand something. The content I create will be here forever and would always, and it's going to always be relevant because math is timeless. One plus one equals 2 now. 1 plus 1 is going to equal 2 500 years from now. I'm working on this book. It will be titled The Debt Matrix. I don't know if it's going to be a series. I don't know, but it's going to be the most amazing book that you're going to ever have read in your life. It's going to be different than any other book on the market, guaranteed. 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 They're going to be like, "Oh my God, what?" Yep, right here, right in your face, right here. I'm going to get all the shit out of my head on the paper. And you guys, it's going to be unbelievable. What's up, Andre? The True Light says it's crazy how slaves think having an apartment and a finance car is the epitome of success in life. That was me. That was me. Sure did. And you know, so crazy when I think about when you say that, because this is when I was wrapped up in the debt matrix. I remember making 6 figures, high rise apartment, nice Lexus, nice job. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, and I swear this was to myself, okay? I was like, okay, this is where everybody says that this is supposed to be the epitome of success. I'm here, right? I'm making $160,000 a year. I drive a nice car, drive a nice Lexus. You know, that's got to be important for some reason, right? That is a Lexus, not a Toyota, even though it's the same thing. Anyway, and then I said to myself, I remember sitting in my nice apartment. I was like, is this it? I just work at my job until I'm 65 and then I enjoy life. That's exactly what I said. I said to myself, this can't be it. No, I refuse to believe that this is it. And it was true. The piece I was missing, I was in debt. Once I got out of debt, I realized out of 7 days of the week, Monday through Friday was owned by my employer, and I owned the weekend 2 days. So they owned 5 and I owned 2. Out of the time in my life, I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. It wasn't. It wasn't right. It absolutely wasn't. Once I got out of that, I was like, wait a minute, Saturday and Sunday are not special? Nope, they're not special. They're just regular days. Saturday is no different than Monday. That's a trick. Only slaves attach their feelings to days of the week. They be thanking God for Friday. Why are you thanking God for Friday? Why are you doing that? Didn't God create all 7 days? He's probably asking you, why are you only thanking me for this day when I made all 7? That's slave talk, because they're thanking God because they get away from a place they didn't even want to be in the first place. And if you're sitting at, hey, I'm gonna give you the signs right now when you're at work, okay? I'm gonna give you the signs that you don't want to be there, but you're there because you have to, because you're a slave. If you're looking at the clock, seeing what time it's time to go, or time to take a break, or time to take a lunch, and you just want to get out of there, it's because you don't want to be there. That's why you're looking at the clock. But you can't leave because you're a slave. Only slaves work at places they don't want to be. You're only there for money. And if you're there for money, I got some bad news for you, slaves. Money doesn't exist for you. Nope, nothing. Gold, paper money. Hey, check this out. And I want to just say this so you guys can see it. Maybe I'm missing something here, okay? And as a slave, I want you to think about this, and I want you to tell me, where am I missing this, okay? Now, if you go to the government's website and look up, you can Google this, say, hey, how much does it cost to make $100 bill? Okay, just look it up, and then they'll direct you to the government's website. And the government website says, hey, it costs us 19.6 cents to make $100, $100 bill. Just under 20 cents to make it. Okay. But you believe it's worth 100. Okay, you believe it's worth 100, but it clearly says on the website that they made it for this. Now, I'm saying this to you because I want you to see something. They're not hiding anything. They're not tricking you. They're not fooling you. They're not, hey, they're doing something. No, they just go to the website. Hey, this is how much we made this for. Yeah, the 20, hey, the 20 and the 50. Yeah, we made that for the same price. Yeah, each of those are 16.9 cents, the same price, but one of them we decided to put a 20, and the other one we decided to put a 50 on it, or whatever. Now it's 70 to you. It's like 32 cents for us. Right here on the website, right there. Right there. Just click on that. Yeah. Now you got to say to yourself, then why do I think that? I don't know. Why do you think that? They're not tricking you. Only slaves believe it's a trick. Only slaves believe they're tricking you. So gold, now here's something I've been thinking about a lot lately. You guys been seeing me talking about Bitcoin and stuff. I want you to understand something, all right? Just follow me here, okay? Paper if you're a slave, paper money doesn't exist for you, okay? And I'm gonna just point this out. If you have student loans, listen, money doesn't exist for you. The money in your pocket doesn't exist. And now, and I'm gonna say, I always like to do this so you guys can understand what I mean by money doesn't exist for you, okay? And this is going to prove to you that you don't. All right. I want you to take $20, open up your calculator app on your phone, take $20 out of your pocket. And then on your calculator, I want you to put in 20 minus your total student loan debt equals the calculator showing you how much you really have in your hand. Okay. You look at the calculator and say, the calculator saying, hey, Well, according to me, you don't have $20 in your hand, but you're going to look at the 20 and say, "Yes, it's there," but the calculator is going to say, "No, it's not." So right there, I'm showing you money doesn't exist for you. Right. So now, but you're stuck on the paper, right? You believe it, whatever you believe, it doesn't really matter. It's business. I don't care what they do. It doesn't matter, right? I'm not saying they shouldn't do that to people. It doesn't matter. Okay, it really doesn't matter. Anyway, I want you to, if they can make you believe in some paper that doesn't exist, imagine what they're going to do to you with cryptocurrency, slaves. Imagine what they're going to do to you with money that doesn't physically exist. They can do anything they want with it. They can change it, move it. They can do whatever. Make it go up and down when they choose to. It doesn't even matter. Now you must remember, like Bitcoin. Let me look this up right now. Let me see how much Bitcoin is right now. Okay. I hate to do this kind of stuff to you, slaves, man, but you guys just gotta get it, man. Okay. So it's 49. $49,000. All right. Slaves are in a frenzy right now. Okay. Now, you got to remember, Bitcoin right now is $49,000 a coin. Now, if they only sold in full coins, slaves, you guys wouldn't get to play. You don't have 50,000. You don't have $50,000. You're a slave. So they take Bitcoin and break it up in pieces so they can. That's the only way they can get your money because you guys have no money. So now you guys are taking money that you don't have, investing in bits of coin that don't even exist. They don't even exist. But if they didn't do that, you guys couldn't play. You couldn't afford to play. If you could, you would just go straight to the Berkshire Hathaway stock. You would just go right in. Oh, hey man, that's like $250,000 a share. Would you go play at that? Oh, you can't. You're nowhere near that. Ooh, they're gonna do you guys so dirty with cryptocurrency. The banks invented that shit. You guys don't you don't think the banks invented cryptocurrency, slaves? You guys are so slave. You guys are unconscious slaves. You guys follow anything. You guys just follow like herds of cattle. Ooh, they do you guys so dirty. Ooh, they do you so dirty. Ooh, I mean, right in the commercials, they just be, oh my God. You guys don't really understand. You could tell commercials are talking to slaves. They say things that make absolutely no math. Hey, come over here, sign up here. Come and get a free phone. A free phone? You buying phones and you giving them away for free? No, slaves. You think they're gonna buy new phones and give it to you for free? And then slaves walk around, oh yeah, man, it said buy two and get one free. You didn't get nothing free. Making payments on cell phones. You making payments on a cell phone, but you think you got another one for free. Man, only slaves would ever think that. The better question, if it costs 19 cents to make the bill, what does it cost you to earn it? Exactly. That's the bigger cost. The time in your life. The time in your life. That's what it's costing you. Mm. And let me tell you something, man. When you get out of debt, when you get out of debt, you're going to realize immediately that time is the most valuable thing on earth. It's time. It's time. That's it. You don't get no more of that. How we forget that, I have no idea. I have no idea. Mm. They get so much money. Man, if you listen, I want you to listen to some slaves really closely, okay? If you have a finance cell phone in your hand, that is one of the biggest red flags that you could ever see in your financial life. You finance a cell phone and then you get insurance on it on top of that. Mm. And then you're stuck into the high prices of cell phone service. You know those prices of cell phones that you guys paying right now, your monthly, that shit been over for years. That shit been over for years. Big telephone bills of $100 and more. Those days have been gone for years, but you don't know that. You know why? Because you can't take advantage of it. Because the only way you can take advantage of prices that are the real prices, you have to own your phone. If you don't own your phone, you can't do it. Can you imagine that? You better believe that's happening. A slave will walk into Apple and finance the top phone with matching AirPods. And check this out. They even took away the power charging pack to the phone. Are you fucking crazy? Are you crazy? First, Apple took away the headphone jacks. They say, hey, we don't want that shit no more. They took it away. I was like, whoa. Took that shit right. Oh, I already knew they was preparing something. I already knew that. I just said, and don't get me wrong, Apple is brilliant. Okay, they're brilliant. I'm not saying anything. Ooh, bad Apple. I just, if I don't want them doing that to me, I just don't buy the phone. That's it. That's not no big deal. These prices of the phones are jacked up so high with these AirPods and the new 2 AirPods coming out. It's just like, man, you think slaves got cash to buy a phone and AirPods in cash? No, they don't, and they never will. The prices of those things are going to continue to go up. And then guess what? Guess what? Slaves will believe, just like cars, they will believe the only way you get a phone is to finance it. Because you know how many millions of slaves believe the only way to get a car is to finance it? Millions of slaves believe that. They're going to be just like that with phones. Phones are like almost $2,000 now. You think a slave has 2,000? They barely have $400 for emergency. They will never have $2,000 for a cell phone. Guess what? Financed. And can you imagine? We'll never know this information, okay? Don't even try to Google this type of information. You will never know how much it actually costs to make an iPhone. You and I will never know that cost. Never, ever. You'll never know that cost. If we found out how much it costs to make, you got to remember, they make millions. You think it costs them $1,500 each to make one? No, it doesn't. Not even close. Not even close. Once you get out of debt and you see how much money is out here to be made from slaves don't give a, they don't care. Slaves will finance rims. Slaves will finance tires. Slaves will finance a refrigerator with touch screens on them. Slaves will finance a refrigerator with a touch screen on it to go in their mortgage, their house that they just financed with a subprime mortgage. And then tell all their friends. Oh, Apple's genius. Hey, man, and let me tell you something, okay? I'm an Android dude right now, but I did have Apple some years back, right? And I think I got off soon as they took away the headphone jack, and then they tried to regulate my what kind of power cord I can get with the phone. I said, I'm out. You ain't controlling me like that. No, I don't like that. I don't like. But the touchscreen is there's nothing like an Apple touchscreen, okay? And they get you tied up in the ecosystem, and you're just it's genius. Hold on for a second. It's absolutely genius. Now, the only thing I have with Apple is my Mac. Once you go from PC to a Mac, there's no going back. But I didn't like nobody controlling my phone like that, so I just left them. But they're genius. Absolutely. Their packaging, this customer service. It's about, let me tell you something, you guys, and you guys going out here on your business, starting your business journey. I want you to understand something. It's about customer service. Okay. The customer wants to be able to trust you. The customer wants respect. They spend their money with you. They want quality product, quality standards, and I feel exactly the same. That's what they deserve. Hey, man, you decided to take your money that you wouldn't use the time of your life to earn, and you're going to spend it with me. I'm going to give you what you're asking for. And Apple delivers. Believe that. Apple delivers. It's like when you go into Apple, if you walk out with a big bag in Apple, you better bring an armed guard with you. You know what I'm saying? You can't be walking out of Apple with a huge bag. You just can't. Your head better be on a swivel. I didn't realize it until you said it. I thought it was part of my life. You thought what was part of your life, Citizen Lou? Oh, finance cell phones. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. They took away the charging brick to cut costs and shipping. The boxes are much smaller now. I get it. Hey, man. Hey, whatever they did, just took away. Hey, we took it away for this. Not only are they saving money by not only are they saving money, they're making money by selling you one now, and they're saving money on using less packages. That's like a win. That's like double dipping. That's crazy, man. And then you know what the Apple users say? Okay, whatever. I guess we got to buy our power pack. Fuck no, I'm leaving. You mean every other phone out here is giving me a power brick pack or whatever comes with it, but you decided you're not giving me one? Nah, I'm out. I ain't doing none of that. Yep, they be financing rims. Sure do. They said they figure they save a lot of money not offering the charger. You can buy it from Walmart like people already do. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's a win-win. 1,600 for a phone when I can use the 1,600 to eliminate my debt. Sure. I would never pay that much for a phone. I just get on Amazon refurbished phones and go get me a brand new phone. Believe that. 1,600 for iPhone Max Pro, as much as a whole ass MacBook. That's crazy. Hey man, Apple's brilliant. I wouldn't pay $1,600. I would never pay $1,600 for a cell phone. There's no way I would do that. No way. Be sure to like the vids. Thank you, Cosmic. Andre says they are planning to go from financing to rent. Oh my God. Shut up, Andre. Shut up. Stop it. Oh my God. That's not true, Andre. Please, that's not true. That's not true, Andre. Phone rentals? There's no way. There's no way. There is no way. You have no property rights on something you don't. There is no way they're going to phone rentals. Oh, yeah. This is what I say, Dave. Uh, uh, Apple's customer service, Chick-fil-A's customer service. You go to Chick-fil-A. I'm not a fast food person, right? I went there once because they said, "Hey, man, the chicken is this and that." And to me, fast food just tastes the same. All right, somebody spices it different and this and that, right? But you go to Chick-fil-A, man, that customer service is superb. Go in there just because of the customer service. And you see, they close on Sundays. Yeah, I know they do it for religious reasons, but I want you guys to see the bigger picture. It's about customer service. They don't give a fuck about money. They closed on Sundays. While all the other slaves like, oh man, look at them clothes, man. They missing all this money. You think Chick-fil-A cares about missing money on Sundays? They're showing you that, excuse me, they're showing you that they don't. They don't care about no Sunday money. What's that got to do with it? Hey, superb customer service. Every single day you drive by Chick-fil-A, it's packed. 3 lanes packed. Mad at the man. I don't know why they mad at Dave Ramsey. That is just a stupid. Hey man, he's been at this for a long time. I guarantee you, slave comments bounce off of him like Iron Man's suit. I don't even. I'm not even Dave Ramsey, and I don't even care what slaves think or feel. I don't care how they feel about mathematics. That's what's crazy, to be arguing with somebody that don't believe in mathematics. That don't even make any sense. Welcome to the year 2030. Welcome to my city, or should I say our city. I don't own anything. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own any appliances or any clothes. Let's see what Andre Saying everything will be a service. Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, of course. Service is key, man. When clients come to me, when clients come to me, I ask, "How was my service? Do you feel like when they come get consultations?" I say, "Hey, man, how does that?" And now I just started this. Okay, I'm not saying I've been doing this, but this is something I recently started. And I say, "So how was my service, man? Do you feel you got your money's worth?" For the few people that I've asked, they've all said yes. And I pretty much know, we pretty much know during the conversation of the consultation. Cosm says perfect business model, renting phones, steady monthly cash flow, and a legal way to collect more data for Apple. Great move on their part. People will sign up just to flash their new phones. Yeah. Cell phones, you guys got to understand what Apple has done. Cell phones are fashion statements. They make them different sizes on purpose. Because if they make them different sizes, if you got the small one in society, in the debt matrix, they think, oh, look, he got the small one. He ain't got no money. He's cheap. But if you get the big one, the big bad, big eye 5G maximum power, whatever bullshit they stamp on it, and you buy it because of this, and it got this camera that does all this stuff that you'll never use, and you get it and you finance it, you're a slave. You're doing exactly what they want you to do. $1,600 for a phone? You don't got $1,600. You got student loan debt. A friend of mine is an Apple customer lead, and she says they will brick an employee's computer and fire them on the spot for being disrespectful for customers. I believe that. That shit is important because if you earn a customer's trust, your money will always come in. Did you guys see my last live? S&D member dropped 400 in the super chat. 400 like that. Boom. That's when you make people feel what you're sharing. That's what happens. When's the last time somebody came up to you and said, "Hey man, here's $400"? That doesn't happen unless somebody feels that. Do you understand how that works? That's how it works. How you figure that part out, that's up to you. You got to figure that. But this is my gift. Once you learn what SMD teaches, your whole life changes forever and for generations. There is no going back. There's no going back. Bro, you can finance supplements, create, man, see what I'm saying? See how they do you, slaves? Do you see how they do you? You can finance a TV. You can finance a TV. Do you know what kind of financial statement that makes if you have to finance a TV? You have no idea what that says, do you? Not a clue. You know why you don't? And I'm going to tell you why you don't. Because all of your friends do it too. They all think it's normal. All your friends, if they all finance TVs and you guys all got student loans, that's why you guys are all friends. You guys all live in the debt matrix. Only only slaves finance TVs. And the reason I'm going to tell you this, the reason why you're financing the TV is because you have student loans. You can't you can't buy a TV while having student loans. That breaks the laws of mathematics. If you're an Apple employee that work from home, if you get fired, they'll brick your computer, rendering it inoperable. And if you don't return it to them in 10 days, they'll file theft charges. I heard that. You got to remember these are desperate times and they have expensive quality product. Their laptops they cost money and they're worth every penny. A MacBook, once I got a Mac, I'm never going back to a PC. Hell no, I ain't doing none of that. I'm never going back to a PC. Too many problems, viruses, and just pop-ups and all that. None of that stuff happens on my Mac. I got full control over that. I'm preparing my family to deliver the services and own the means of production. Delivery services is the new economy. They need people to do those services. Reset. Small businesses closed. Big businesses stay open. Why? They got. And I'm gonna just be real with you, okay? So you guys can stop. Oh my God, how come Walmart gets to stay open? How come Costco gets to stay open? I'm gonna tell you the truth that they don't tell you. They have billions. You have student loan payments. How come Home Depot gets to stay open and the small town pop and shop had to close? I'll tell you again. They have billions. You have car payments. That's why. Is it clicking? Is it clicking yet? You have mortgage payments. They have billions of dollars. You have a 30-year mortgage. You have a 30-year subprime mortgage. They have billions of dollars. Do you get it? That's why they're open. You guys, I hope it's clicking, slaves, unconscious slaves. You guys don't get to demand anything. You don't get to, hey, you're gonna put your foot down and all this stuff. Those are all illusions that you guys. Okay, put it this way. Like, can you imagine? Think about it like Google. Okay, can you imagine? This is how they really collect information on slaves. Okay, they'll throw something out there like, hey, cancel $50,000 in student loan debt, right? And then slaves will have a frenzy. They'll start Googling it. And then in the meanwhile, Google's collecting all this information. How many slaves actually look into this, something that they heard, just a response from just saying it? And they collect all the information, say, ooh, they went into a frenzy for that one. What if we say this on top of it? And then you guys will respond and give them the answers that what you guys give them their next move. What they're going to do or what they're going to change or what they're going to say or whatever. You guys tell them. Imagine like when you fill out a loan, like a loan application, right? And then they always ask, are you a homeowner? Never once do you stop and ask yourself, why are they asking me that question? If they run your credit report, they already know if you're a homeowner or not, but yet they ask it for you on the application. You know why? They want to see if you're going to check that box, see if you're an idiot or not. If you have a 30-year mortgage and you check that box, they're like, yep, this person don't know. That's a slave. Cool. Okay, this is how we're going to do them. You can finance anything you want, tickets, vacation. What's up, Ike? What's going on? Welcome. Tony says big business don't have debts like small business. Most small businesses are started via limit. And this is another thing, okay? And you can believe it, you don't have to believe it. But this is a reset, okay? This is clear. They're clearing the board. If you've been in business and you've been in debt, if you've been in business and you've never actually owned your business the whole time and you've been making payments, I don't care if you've been there 20 years, 30 years, and you still been making payments on your business, they're clearing you from the board. If you've always had a loan on your business the whole entire time, you've never owned your business. The bank does. The bank always has and always will. And then, so, hey man, you were just a one or two payments away from getting kicked out anyway. This epidemic just accelerated it. Now the board is clear. They already know who is going to be applying for small business loans. Of course they do. They've been knowing that for years. They've been in control of your whole business account. They already knew who was going to be applying for the loans. They already know who's going to cheat. They already know who's going to steal. I promise you, they already know. They already know who to keep an eye on, who's going to steal the money. That's obvious. Only only slaves, unconscious slave scammers, they're the only ones that don't see that it's obvious. A scam cannot make mathematical sense. It can't. Do you understand that? Financial scams cannot make mathematical sense. Financial scams break the laws of mathematics. That's what makes it a scam. And slaves, unconscious slaves, I promise you this. It's like shooting fish in a barrel when it comes to you guys. You don't trust math, and you don't even know you don't trust math. You don't even know it. Now, imagine you take and you learn what I teach here. You learn what I teach here, and then you come out of the debt matrix and you're over here. And now you're amongst millions of people that don't trust math and don't know they don't trust math. Can you imagine your life that's over here? That's what it's like over here. They're walking around everywhere. They don't know what they're doing or saying. They're just following what they're hearing on TV. That's it. They're not doing anything. They believe they're homeowners with 30-year mortgages. They believe in financing cars for 84 months. They believe in finance, and the only way to get a phone is that's them doing things that make absolutely no mathematical sense whatsoever, and they believe it's normal. That's what it's like. You will know who to choose to be on your team. You'll know exactly all you got to do is ask to see their personal credit report. The people that know will know immediately why you're asking that question, because that's not a question that slaves ask each other. They don't ask to see each other's personal credit report. They're so busy worried about credit score when credit scores mean absolutely nothing. A credit score is nothing more than a numbering system that the banks created to reward slaves for staying in debt. Hey, man, you did this. You gave us some money back. Good. Here's a reward. And they give them a score. That's it. They don't know. It's just which slave, it just tells the banks which slaves are more valuable than other slaves. A slave with an 850 credit score is more valuable than a slave with a 500 credit score. That's all. It's nothing more than that. And it all counts on how you abuse them, because it's really all the same. Dale says people without debt are dangerous, much harder to control. Yeah, but I want you, even with Dale saying it's dangerous, I want you guys to understand something, okay? I am imagine me being an ant in your house, yelling at the top of my lungs to get your attention. Okay, I was the size of an ant, and I was yelling, "Hey, shut the window." That's my voice in the bigger picture. I want you guys to understand. I'm not big. I'm just an ant. So if you think an ant is dangerous, that's not really. Yeah. I want you guys to I'm just coming here to take my place of it in it all. Okay. I'm not trying to come in here and think I'm going to change the whole system, because you got to remember it's all a choice. Everybody's choosing to be slaves or not. You can choose not to be a slave. You can choose, and then once you come over here and trust math and look at the system, you're like, oh yeah, the system favors those who trust mathematics. Yeah, that's it. Come on over here and enjoy life. It's a choice. The bank is not holding you down. They're not ripping you off. They're just taking advantage of you not trusting mathematics. That's it. Yep. You see all this, you see all that. this, I know this is hard for you here to slaves to understand this, okay? But it's on purpose. When you go to these channels and they give you that bullshit about 20% utilization on this credit card and 50% on that, that's all bullshit. It doesn't mean anything. They're making it convoluted like that on purpose so to confuse you, because you only people that don't trust math follow it. It doesn't make any mathematical sense to what they're saying. You don't need any of that. If you want a credit card, you use it the way you want to use it, and you pay it in full at the end of the month. That's it. I don't care how much of the credit card I use, as long as I pay for it at the end of the month in full. I don't care what they think. My credit points bounce up and down all day. Hey man, I just got an alert. Hey man, your credit score went up. Hey, your credit score went down. You know what I think? How can I go turn off those alerts? I know why that you think credit card companies send you alerts because they're doing you a favor, making you more aware of your credit score bouncing up and down. No, it's to send you in a panic because you worship credit scores. If you get an alert that your credit score went down 2 points, you're gonna be like, "Oh my God, let me log in and find out what happened." Oh my God! And then you log in and say, "Hey man, if you get this credit card and utilize this 15% of it, your credit score will go up." And you guys just do it. You guys follow it like cattle. You guys just follow it like cattle. Sure do. Don't even care. Just like, oh, that's what they said. Who's they? Now, are there any questions for me? Okay. Preferably some new people. Somebody never been up here on I want to change this more into a podcast style type. I want to hear some real stories, some experiences that you guys may have been following, and you can slowly start seeing the change at work. You probably can see it in yourself. You're probably a different person at work, right? You get out of debt and something's different, and people around you can see something's different. And you're like, whoa, what's going on? I'm here to tell you that's part of the transformation. That's what happened to me once I got out of debt. Once I got out of debt, my job was totally different for me. Things started to bother me. I started to feel confined. I was like, God damn, I'm here for 8 hours, sometimes 9 hours. Come when it's dark, leave when it's dark, missing the sun the whole day. I said, wait a minute, something's wrong. It was wrong because that's not normal. This is a close friend of mine, Dale. Him and I talk on different levels. The sort of like how I talk in the members only area of the YouTube channel when I send you guys messages over there, or I talk in the different spiritual level type associated with money. This is what him and I talk about. We talk about things like that. I was in business for 26 years, never borrowed a dime to finance anything, built my business out of pocket, including trucks and equipment, fewer masters. Wow, I didn't even know you did all that, Dale. See, I'm still learning stuff about him. I didn't even know you did all that. And I consider Dale a close friend. Dennis says, I have half a mind to buy some stock in a firm, the main financing company being used. I got to look that up. That'd be smart. I don't give investment advice, but I am for the obvious, right? Credit card companies now, as a person that's not in debt, credit card companies are going nowhere. Okay. I see them getting into giving credit for cryptocurrency. You know what I'm saying? I think that's their next move, because you got to remember, credit card companies understand that slaves slaves have no money, because that's what credit is. Credit is cryptocurrency. Now, the slaves are talking about the blockchain. Hey, nobody can break up blockchain. What kind of security software you believe that you think houses all the credit card information, all the credit card debt owed by every single person in the United States of America? What kind of security software you think that runs on that? Something you probably never heard of. I'm sure you never heard of it. To get your question answered for free, hop on the live stream link or go to Savings. Thank you, Cosmic. Appreciate it. Cosme says, LJ, they're already doing that. You can buy crypto with your. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. I guess it's no different than like in Washington State, you can buy lotto tickets with a credit card. You can buy lottery tickets with a credit card. That's absolutely mind blowing. Hold on for a quick second. All right. Antonio says, I want to start a business, but I don't want to get a loan and go into debt. Also, I read 90% of businesses fail in the first 5 years, but now I have no debt, so I'm building up my emergency fund. Yeah, build up your emergency fund. Stop reading that stuff about 90% of businesses fail. You're debt free, so it's different. Okay, when you hear something like, oh, within the first 5 years, 90% of the, well, first of all, if you could go back and see how many of those people that were in debt that try to start a business while deep in debt, you'll have your answer to why it's so high. You gotta only pay attention to people. Any business advice, especially financial, you gotta ask to see their personal credit report, because I promise you this is a promise. If their personal finances, the business of themselves, their personal finances, if the business of themselves is not in order, I guarantee you their business finances look just the same as their personal finances, because they know nothing else. And I guarantee you they will not take care of business finances better than their personal finances, because it's themselves. India just made it crypto illegal. They are demanding owners sell within 6 months. Wow. Interesting. Hmm. PayPal started the movement to crypto, and now MasterCard is going further into it. They created it. The banks created cryptocurrency, slaves. You guys are the only ones that don't know it. If you don't even know how much debt you're in, I'm here to tell you that the banks invented cryptocurrency. They just imagine cryptocurrency as an enhancement on top of credit. Credit is cryptocurrency right now. You guys just don't know as cryptocurrency. Credit doesn't exist. You can't touch credit. Whoa, that's the same as cryptocurrency. Yes, exactly the same. But cryptocurrency, there are no rules or regulations. It's like the wild, wild west. For people that don't know, you guys will follow anything. There's no rules. There's nobody to go to when money's lost, and you guys just do it. Businesses are frequently sold if they are successful. When the name changes, it's counted as a business failure. Wow. So if you want to get out of this, if you don't want to be part of that nonsense anymore, you don't want to be the one walking around with a finance cell phone in your hand with student loan debt. You found the right place. I will change your life forever. And I'm not even bragging. Ask the people, around me. I wish more people that email me would have the, just have the courage to talk more inside, because they need to hear you guys' voices. They do. They need to hear different people. Now, don't get me wrong, and I appreciate everybody that does email me in the background, sends me Cash App. I appreciate that, right? But it lets me know that I'm going in the right direction. Okay, I just want to make sure that's clear. But I want people to hear how it's changed your life. I want you guys to tell them, hey man, LJ is not messing around. He's right. My life has changed forever, forever. I filed bankruptcy chapter 7. If a man asked to see my credit report, I would be so embarrassed. And see, when I would say, check this out. If I asked to see your credit report and you showed it to me and I saw you had chapter 7, you know what I would say to you? Congratulations. Congratulations. You're free. That's what I would say. That's absolutely nothing to be embarrassed about. You're free. Chapter 7 frees you. Slaves don't know that. Slaves think chapter 7's a bad thing. Only slaves believe chapter 7. Chapter 7 is a tool. Chapter 7's a tool. You see what I'm saying? You say, oh, I'd be so embarrassed. I'd be like, congratulations. Who you been talking to? Only slaves think bankruptcy. Now, let me tell you the difference between the two, because you guys, I want you guys that don't know, I'm gonna tell you what I can see that you can't see. Okay. When you're in the debt matrix, you can't see other slaves. You guys all look the same to each other. So you can't tell who's a slave and who's not. There, there are many of your friends, slaves, that have filed bankruptcy, but you don't know it. You know why you don't know it? That's why they invented chapter 13. This is what chapter 13 allows you to keep the same stuff that got you in debt in the first place. And then they set a payment plan on it to where you can make smaller monthly payments to make you believe now you have more money at the end of the month. That's a trick. That's a trick. But you guys believe it. So more of your friends, they're not going to tell you that they filed bankruptcy chapter 13. You can't tell by looking, because you'll still see they have their cars, they're still staying in the same house. Of course they want some money better than nothing. They'll take something better than nothing. The people that own the things that you want to keep. Chapter 7 is for people that know. They woke up. Say like this. Say like you're listening to this and you wake up, you believe the math, and you look at that amount of money, you say, there is no way I'll be able to pay off that amount of money in this lifetime. Go file chapter 7 bankruptcy, especially if you lost your job due to COVID, blah, blah, blah. Get a lawyer, get a chapter 7, and free yourself legally. Make sure you get proper lawyer for in your state. You do not fuck around and try to do it yourself to try to save some money. You pay them. I wouldn't look down on you for telling me you've recently filed chapter 7. I'd observe at your handling of finances in the present moment and come to a conclusion. Exactly. You got to remember that asking for each other's personal credit report is not a question slaves ask each other. They don't know to ask that question. Yet, when they go to fill out an application, all businesses ask for that information, but they don't ask it amongst themselves. You ever notice that's weird? Hey man, that's personal. But you'll go to a business and do it. That's not personal to a business. Yes, it is. It's still a personal. It's your personal credit report, right? Yeah, it's still personal. Yes, without a relapse. And when I say what's he meaning without a relapse is like this. If you're doing a chapter 7, just like I stated earlier, and you wake up from unconsciousness and say, oh shit, I am a slave and I'm in debt, and you know chapter 7 is going to free you. I mean, serious debt. I'm not talking about, oh man, I got $5,000. I should file chapter 7. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you got so much debt that you can't pay off in 10 years, it's time to file chapter 7. That's what it's there for. But you don't come back. You say, hey man, I'm never going to do the thing that got me there. How do you stay? How to never use chapter 7 again? Stay out of debt. You're right about that. A lot of my friends have filed BK. I have never would have known. They disclosed because I asked them how was their credit. Yep. You would never know if they filed chapter 13. You'll never know a slave filed chapter 13, and they're not going to tell you that they filed bankruptcy. And that's why See, chapter 7, I think you can only do it every 7 years, 8 years, or something like that. You can't do it, but you can file chapter 13 over and over as many times as you wish. You can keep starting over. You know why? Know why it's designed like that? Because you're going to fail. 65%. I remember reading this a couple years back. 65% of chapter 13, people that file chapter 13 fail. You're there because you couldn't keep up with your payments. You think because somebody else going to put you on a plan, you're going to keep up with that payment? No, you're not slaves. You guys don't keep up with payments. That's why you can keep refiling it. Oh, sorry. Let me put this up here. Somebody just text me something here. There we go. It's estimated that up to 20% of Bitcoin is inaccessible due to loss of passwords. Lose access to power, the internet, or forget your password. That you'll be, yeah. If I see Juice says, LJ, your sermon is better than the preacher's Sunday morning service. I know there's people calling me preacher more and more. Maybe it's a math preacher. I don't know. Maybe it sounds like that. You know, it's crazy. It's just the truth. It's a power in this. So I want you guys to understand something. It is a power in this to never be wrong. Math will always be on my side. And since math is never wrong, which is an exact science, that means I'm never wrong. And the younger you access this type of knowledge, man, the younger you understand this, you will be rich, you will be wealthy, you'll be whatever you choose to be. Whatever you choose to be. And I strongly suggest you get a consultation. I strongly suggest it. Before I blow up, I always ask, once you're a multimillionaire, all I want is 1 million. Okay, just give me one. Just say thank you, LJ. Once you get 10, just say, hey, LJ, you can have this one. Okay, cool. You got 9 left. You'll be able to survive off of 9 million. Right? I only want one. Because this information will change your life forever. I promise you that. You'll learn it. You won't even get in a relationship. You won't even get in a relationship with somebody that's in debt. You would never do that. You're going to save yourself from divorce, breakups, boyfriend and girlfriend breakups. You're going to save yourself so much heartache time because you're never going to entertain seriously a slave. If you do what it takes to you work hard, put in the hours, do what it takes to pay off all your debt, there is no way you're going to get with somebody that's in debt and don't care about getting out of something that you just got out of, doing what it takes to get out of debt. And they're like, hey, I don't care. Debt is part of life. You think you're going to have a child with a person like that? No, you're not. Marriage won't even come close to marriage because you put it this way. You will never ever forget when it's sex time. You will never ever forget protection, especially if you decide to have sex with a knowing they're a slave. You will never ever forget protection. I promise you, fellas. Promise you. You'll never be too drunk. You'll never be too high. You'll never want to feel it that day. You'll be like, nope, protection, and I'll bring my own. No, you don't. Oh, I already got some here. Nope, I got my own. I'll bring my own. Your whole life is going to change. It's just going to change. And then once you finally find that person that's debt free too, because they're out there, trust me, fellas, there's women out there that are debt free. And they're not what they don't all look like what you think on TV, nerdy and glasses and all this other stuff. Because everybody's preferences is different. I just don't want you to get that stereotypical image that they put on TV. Once you meet that woman, she's gonna be debt free, and then you guys are right there. You will have a standard. You guys will have a standard right there. We both believe in the laws of mathematics, right? Yeah, especially when it comes to our money. Yes. Okay. Cool. That's it. What's up, Citizen Lou?
Hey, what's going on, AJ? Can you hear me?
What's up, man? Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. What's going on, brother? I just had to tell you something that happened this morning. I was talking to my mother and her sister, my aunt. They were talking about car loans, and man, it was, I just had to sit back there. And I was like, so what she was essentially about to do is roll over her old car into a new car. And I just couldn't. And they were trying to figure out like the payments and all this stuff like that. And, I just sat back with my alien eyes and I was like, dang, man, like, it's like the world has changed. I can't even, relate. I can't even contribute to these conversations anymore. I just walked out.
Where are you at when this conversation's happening? You guys are in the living room or something? Or what?
Yeah, at the table.
Oh, okay. Okay. And that's in somebody's house. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we have like.
So are you saying anything or are you just listening?
No, I was telling my mom, I was just like, she shouldn't do it because it's like they're just gonna abuse her. I use all your terminology.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, they're just gonna abuse her, but they didn't want to hear that. They didn't want to die. So I was like, they were like, how's she gonna get to work? I'm like, oh my God.
Right. And what she's about to do is she's about to roll negative equity into a new car loan.
Yep.
That's what she's about to do. And honestly, I don't see how that's legal. I really don't understand how that's even legal, but it's business. I don't really care how they do it, but they know if you have negative equity in a car, they know you're broke.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
And now you're about to roll negative equity into a brand new car loan, which is going to just catapult you so far underwater in that car with a new loan. It's just going to drown her. She's going to be drowned in debt.
And she's already filed Chapter 7. And that's what they were talking about, the relapse y'all were talking about. Yeah, she's already.
Yeah.
That's why when I did it, they thought I was going to be like in that situation. I was like, no, that ain't fair.
Wow. And she just filed Chapter 7 and she's trying to finance a car right now.
No, she's filed it. I want to say like probably 10. I'm 28. So probably about 8 years ago.
Yeah, so she did it because she's upside down in a car. So if she's rolling negative equity into a new car loan, that means she's already upside down.
Yeah, and then too, LJ, I know you know this, but my dad brought this up too, at the taxes. And she's getting a new car.
Oh God, a brand new car.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Oh my God.
you can't tell them nothing, LJ. Bro, you can't tell them nothing.
Wow.
Like, I was just like, man, I can't. But like you said, we need slaves.
We need them.
But it just realize,
hurts when it's family.
Yeah, how close it. That's what I'm saying. You don't realize how close it is when you say it, and it's like, yeah. But in positive news, what I really wanted to say, I wanted to promote everybody to your consultation. Everybody should get a consultation with LJ. And then too, remember, I don't know if you remember it. Remember I was telling you every time I pay off a debt, something good happens.
Oh, okay.
Remember I was telling you that? So I had paid off some debt at the beginning of the month, right? Mm-hmm. And now I just got a check in the mail because I had overpaid for something back in December. Didn't even realize it.
Right.
So
that's how it happens. That's exactly how it happens. You're right. You're drawing it to you.
Yeah, that's crazy. It is really wild.
That happens to me all the time. All the time.
That's dope. But like I said, I just wanted to get that testimony today. So man, y'all have a good day. I'm gonna go ahead and drop back down to the chat.
Hey man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. And hey, let me ask you a question, man. When you recommend this channel or me to other people, how many people have actually listened to you?
Man, I won't lie to you, LJ. I haven't really told that many people about it.
No, that's fine.
Because like this is what I say. I refer to you as my debt guy.
Right.
My debt. Like I'll tell, I got this guy I talk to about debt,
Mm.
and then I'll tell them, and it'll be clicking, and then they're like, I don't know about debt. How you gonna? And they'll start saying, how you gonna get through life without debt? I'm like, oh God. Oh God! Like he said. I said he said you would say that.
He said you would say that.
He said you would say that, and then he'd be like, "Oh," and then I'm like, okay. Then I just kind of like stop talking about it.
No, and I get why you wouldn't talk about it. Trust me. I just like to. I want not only me. I want other people to hear what happens when you actually try to do something. You know what I'm saying? And I want them to see because me telling you what they were going to say is more for you. Because I want you to think to yourself, damn, how does LJ know that? Because that's my world.
Right. And I'm going to be 100% honest. I said this in the chat earlier. I did not know, like, I won't lie. That finance cell phone thing, I didn't realize that was a sign of how much of a slave you are. Because I really had thought it was just a part of life. Everybody was doing it.
Right.
I just thought we did.
Me too. Me too. I thought it was normal. I thought it was normal. Sure did. Finance and phone is a huge red flag. Huge. No,
it really is. And I tell you about my buddy, man, who got, all the finance degrees and stuff like that, man. It's like, it's funny, LJ, right? Like you don't have none of that, right? And people pay you for this and don't nobody pay him nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And he in debt.
Yes.
So it's like, what is, you talk about these college educations, they're not getting this
because college is a business.
Right.
Once you get out of debt, you'll see for college what it is. It's a business.
That's how I see it. I use it strictly for that as a business.
They're not doing anything wrong. They're not doing anything wrong. They're just saying, hey, we charge this for that. And you can say yes or no. It's totally up to you. He's like, oh, no, that's expensive. I'll just go to my local college and get the same thing. Cool.
Yep. And another thing, too, with these educations, like, I was thinking about this. They, like you said, they get from $1 million, you got to go from 0 to $1 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're taking us from 0 to like a negative 100,000.
Right off the bat. Right off the bat. Exactly. Starting off, slaves are. That's how I keep telling people. Student loan debt is that's how slaves are created.
Yep.
They start off in debt right off the bat. Right off the bat, they're $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in debt, and then they go out into the world and they sign up for cars and houses and then they just bury themselves. We need them. It's important. The housing market wouldn't exist without slaves.
Yep, you're right. Mm-hmm. The housing, these. I wouldn't be able to get a car off Craigslist at a discount with no taxes paid.
Nope.
Because they already eat the top of that. You're right. I won't. You're right. I mean, you feel kind of like it's like a cheat code. You know what I mean? Like
it's a superpower. I keep telling people this is a superpower.
Right.
You see millions of people financing cars, and you're not. You're financially ahead of all those millions of people.
Yep.
Just like that, because I don't have a car payment. You or I don't have a car payment, so that means we're financially ahead of all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. The closer you're right.
Yeah.
Like you said, you said one time, like somebody asked you how much money you got. You like, I'm closer to Jeff Bezos than you are, or something like that, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you could be making all that. Oh, what's up, Big Truck?
What's up, Big Truck? Can you hear me? Big Truck. Okay. Technical difficulties. You're on mute. If you're talking, you're on mute.
But Big Truck be yelling, boy. He probably done broke his mic.
But yeah, man, just let me see. My 21-year-old college student.
All right, can you hear me now? Good evening.
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I had to switch up to I'm gonna unplug this other mic. I had to switch up to my headset. So how are you guys doing? Happy Valentine's Day.
Good.
What's up, bro?
Yeah. As far as you talking about the crypto, I don't know if you noticed. I had posted it. India has made crypto illegal, and they've told everybody that they have to sell it within the next 6 months.
You know what's funny about that, Big Truck?
What?
I was. Do you remember when India swapped their currencies? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
2017. I was actually in India when that happened. I was there for all the riots and the protesting. They were like dumping over vans and buses and taxis. It was crazy. So like India has like a 'cause what they did was right. So they swapped currencies, and you had to prove that you got your money legit because apparently 99% of people in India don't pay taxes.
Well, how could they pay taxes when they're mostly living in poverty?
You're right. I saw a dude sleeping on cow dung. He used it as a pillow
Where you see that at?
in India. I was in
No, I mean,
Goa.
wow, how on TV?
No, I was there. I walked past him.
Oh, okay, you were there in India. Okay, all right,
No, yeah, I was there like there.
all right. You saw it with your own eyes. Okay, I was just
Yeah,
asking.
yeah, I was in the Navy, so that's how it went.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing you see, ultimately, here's the problem. I've done my best, especially on my channel. I've done my best to steer people away from risky and stupid investments. But the reality is, again, I'm fighting against people who are determined to try to get rich quick, and they just don't have the experience in just about anything. I mean, they don't have the experience in banking, they don't have the experience in credit, they don't have the experience in trading stock, and everybody just thinks that they're just going to get rich quick. And as much as you try to give them like sound advice, it's like they're pumping money into Dogecoin, and they think that they're going to put a couple of dollars into Bitcoin and they're going to get rich and they're going to have Lamborghinis and all this. It's like you're fighting a losing battle. So at a certain point, I just give up with them. I give advice where it is, but I just give up at a certain point. And then how do you fight the big boys? Like Elon Musk took $1.5 billion and put it into Bitcoin, right? Notice he didn't put that 1.5 billion into Dogecoin, because all that would have happened is everybody would have cashed out and they would have taken his money and ran with it. But it's just absolutely ridiculous what's going on right now. But see, I understand the fundamentals of what's going on right now. The government is handing out money. They're talking about $3,000 welfare checks to everybody. The government doesn't care if you pump up these stock markets. They don't care, and the reason why is because otherwise that inflation would manifest itself in higher food prices and reduction of stuff on the shelves in the stores. So if you put that money right into the stock market, or if you take that money and you invest in Dogecoin or whatever, then yeah, you're going to see those values in these things rise. Yes, you are, but they're going to just come right back down crashing as soon as the government stops handing out checks. So it's just the gut. LJ, when you're talking about these people who are being like slaves willingly, they've got a government backing them, and the government is going to make sure that they keep on sending out money to the slaves, or debt to the slaves, however you want to phrase it. But that's just it. I'm tired of fighting people, and I'm tired of arguing with people. I'm just tired of it.
Yeah, you do sound labored. Like you sound like you done with this shit. Big trying.
Oh yeah, I'm done. It's like, well, listen, while I'm sitting back counting my money and retiring, and these people have no pension, they have no 401k, and they sent all their money over to Dogecoin. Well, then you know what? Whatever. It's whatever.
Well, I don't really, honestly, I don't care what happens with it. It doesn't. It's all business. All right, it's just business. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency is just unregulated gambling. That's all. It's
Yep.
not regulated. Anybody can play. Anybody can
Yep.
lose. Money just disappears. I mean, if you got money, play it. Hey, have some fun. All you got to do is just pay attention to the checks. Elon put some money into it, gets the slaves into a frenzy, just in time, just before these big government checks come out, because the slaves are going to take those checks and they're going to invest. Hey, man, if Elon did it, I'm going to do it. And that's exactly what Elon wants you to do. And then it's going to inflate it. They're going to ride it till the news announces that, hey, the last of the checks are being sent out. And then as soon as they hear that, it's time to pull the money, because slaves don't know when to pull out. They don't
Nope.
know. They don't know what to listen for. So they're
No,
just gonna keep it in. Oh man, I'm gonna stay in, man. It might reach up to $1 million, so I'm gonna stay in, and then they're gonna pull that money and be out.
Well, I'll
Slaves are
tell
gonna,
you this. Speaking of knowing when to pull out, I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you what happened to me on what was it? Thursday, right? I think it was Thursday. So anyway, I keep my ear to the ground and I pay very close attention to what's happening. Because here's the problem: these guys on Reddit and these crazy assholes on the internet. See, what they're doing is they're purposefully going after stocks, whether the companies are sound or not, and they're trying to inspire interest in them in order to blow up the values. But that's after they've gotten into them, right? So they're running up these stocks, and by running up these stocks, they're creating values that are unsustainable. But it's a pump and dump. And then what they do is after they pump it up enough, that's when they sell, and then they give the signal to sell to their buddies. So when they sell out, you're basically, somebody's got to be left holding the bag. By definition, somebody's going to be left holding the bag. So in any event, in fact, I was going to share an application with you. I'm going to show you what happened, and this is just in my portfolio for what was it? This is the one that I use on YouTube in order to teach people about how to invest and everything. If you see that window, all right. So anyway, if you see right here, MJNA, that's a Medical Marijuana of America. MCOA, that's a Marijuana Company of America, right? These guys ran these things up. Now you see how it's $537, and this one's 1938 for MJNA, right? So basically, as you can see right there, the market value is 2150 for MJNA, and MCOA is 576. So anyway, I'm listening online, and I'm listening to them basically saying we're about to dump it, right? So I start panicking, and I sold both positions immediately. So I pulled out like $3,000 or something like that, and I was able to get out of there. And I watched that value plummet. But the problem was they were still having other people trying to pump it up. And I was listening very carefully, watching what happened. So I took that money and then I changed it over. I reinvested into like Apple, and I reinvested into some other things. And then once those things hit rock bottom, I bought more. And I took $2,000 and I bought a new rifle with it. And the rest I left in there as whatever I didn't use, I left in there so I can trade the next time I feel like trading. But it's the problem you're dealing with. You're dealing with kids on Robinhood who have no discipline. They've got no fundamental trading analysis. They have no risk management. But they think that if they put their money in, they're just going to get rich. I got in the very beginning, and I got in long before everybody really started investing, because that was, when the stock market crashed, I had already been in for years. But when the stock market crashed, that was a signal to me to buy more. But these kids don't get it, and all of them they're in a frenzy. The money that was taken out of the market, they're all putting it back in, and now what you have is just madness. So when you're trying to explain to people about debt and all this, they're not listening to any of that. All they're
No,
thinking about is how do they buy a Lamborghini.
I want to buy a Lamborghini.
Everybody wants to buy a Lamborghini, but if you can't afford it, you ain't afford it.
yeah,
And,
yeah. I
and
want,
look,
go ahead, NC.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I just want to say this to Big Truck. Big Truck, I'm with LJ on like how he, you talking about the Reddit group, bro. That Reddit group, they're slaves. They have no impact on those stocks. Like with the GameStop stock and the AMC stock, it already came out that who was in it, like Fidelity and all these other big, huge funds. Like there's no way the average, even 8 million retail investors could increase a stock by 300 to 400%.
Oh,
It takes
but you gotta understand,
massive.
they really, really did. But see, it wasn't just them. You gotta understand, what Reddit did was they got everybody interested in on it. But then on top of that, the news got in on it. And I'm talking about MSNBC, CNN, Fox News. The news got in on it, and they made it a bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger story. And then the problem with Robinhood was allowing free trades all that time. So the issue was anybody who didn't know anything about stock trading could open up a Robinhood account and get right in on it. That's one of the reasons why I'm kind of against this idea of the free trading, because when you had to take $500 and you actually had to go to Scottrade or something like that, that causes you to have a level of responsibility to your money. But when you're talking about somebody's giving you free trading, that's like letting kids have a stick of dynamite. because it's you saw the kid who killed himself for $720,000 in debt. My thing is, how the hell are you allowing people who have no assets to have margin trading?
Yeah,
So
that
that
is
means not
crazy.
only are they losing their own money, but they're losing theirs plus somebody else's plus interest. It's insane. And my thing is, no, Reddit actually, they didn't do it all on their own. I'm fairly certain that it was partially insider trading information. It was Reddit, and then it was the
That's
mass
all I
media.
was. Yeah, that's all I was saying. Like,
Yeah, it was the
I
mass media,
I
man.
was saying
That
there's
was,
no way a bunch of slaves, like LJ said, that they had no. But anyway,
what,
I'm
do you
past the incident.
remember? Do you remember how during that run up on GameStop, that talk about GameStop was everywhere?
Yeah,
That's
well,
what I'm
it was on
talking about.
YouTube too, like
It
different
was
chats.
everywhere. It was
Like,
everywhere. That's what caused that. Reddit started a snowball, and the snowball turned into avalanche.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how everything is. That's how Bitcoin is. Elon Musk put a $1.5 billion into Bitcoin. They broadcasted it everywhere. So what does that tell everybody? That tells everybody, oh, well, this must be legit. Put your money into it. That's what it does. It's a
Right.
snowball effect.
Nah, you're right, bro. Hey, NC
Yeah.
Biggs, you gotta go ahead, bro. Me and Big
I
Truck,
wouldn't.
man.
I didn't honestly, LJ. I didn't get a chance to ask your opinion because I didn't watch yesterday's show. I was curious what you thought about this student loan thing. Um, Basically, Biden is going to he's talking about doing this $50,000 whatever, and I've even got people trying to say, hey, are you going to wait until Biden pays and wait until Biden does something, or are you going to do that? And I'm just like, I'm just going to pay it off. Like, I don't know, not going to wait until Biden do it, but I just wanted to hear what your thoughts were.
Well, well, they just say it. The slaves don't really understand, and I want you to say so you can understand it. And see how slaves are talking about. Why don't you just wait until they forgive the $50,000? They're not saying they're going to do anything. They just say it, and they know slaves will take it and run with it. There's some bit, I don't know what it is, but it's, to me, it seems like there is a big mass rush to make a whole bunch of slaves for some reason. I mean, and they're trying to make them fast, like getting them into house loans when they know the housing market's going to crash. Student loans are, I guarantee if we could see how much student loan signups right now, it's got to be through the fucking roof. It's got to be.
Hey, LJ,
Yeah.
I actually got a theory on that, right? I saw a movie on Amazon Prime. It was called Virtual Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, I think it was like 80% of the world lived in a virtual reality.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was like I guess the government, pretty much the corporations ran the world.
They do.
Right. And then there was like a commission of this. But anyway, so the lady was the head of the commission, and she was telling the guy, he was like, why do corporations want this to go on? She was like, well, they get universal basic income. They get $1,000 a month. Their life expectancy is at 43. They don't, they don't complain about the housing because they're not there. So they live in poor housing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so many, they just making money hand over fist. So
yes.
you're right. They want this now.
Well, here's the thing. This is what I ultimately believe. Well, first of all, I knew sooner or later the government was going to end up having to do something like this, because the facts of the matter are that when you're dealing with this many kids who have student loans, they're coming out of college, they can't get jobs. On top of the fact that they can't get jobs, most of them, even if they can get a job, they're not skilled enough to get a job that's going to allow them to pay back what they owe in student loans and to simultaneously be able to purchase into a house or purchase into cars. Because for the last couple of years, they were talking about that these kids couldn't buy cars, car sales were dropping. They were talking about the fact that homes, mortgages weren't getting filled because nobody was trying to buy a home, simply because, number one, their debt was bad, their credit was bad. On top of that, they couldn't afford it because they didn't have a job. When you want to buy a house, like for instance, my house, one of the ones that I have here in New York City, and it's really expensive to live here. The house was $250,000, and that was back in 2006. You're talking about $1,800 a month for a mortgage, and then another $500 or $600 a month just for the utilities and bills, right? The average one of these kids, younger than me, can't afford that because their jobs are in no way paying that. Now, granted, there are some of them who can afford it, but I'm paying $2,500 a month to have a house. They ain't affording that. And then on top of that, relationships are broken. A 30-year mortgage is based on the logic that you're going to get married in your 20s. You're going to stay married until you're about 60. Your house will be paid off at 60, and then you're just going to move on and probably retire. That leaves your house as an asset. So if you sell your house, you can move into assisted living or something. That is the logic of the 30-year mortgage. The 30-year mortgage does not work if you've got women and men getting married in their late 30s or their 40s. It doesn't work then. It throws off all the numbers. Then on top of that, the guys who aren't married but have children and are on child support. So you're talking about child support, mortgage payments, what else? Student loans. We have an entire generation that is broken. And I'm talking about my generation, the millennials. Half of it's broken. When you talk
I
about
agree.
Generation Z, I would argue that more than 80% of Generation Z is broken and deeply going to be in debt and indentured servants. And then Generation Alpha after them, they're going to be even worse. So the government has been left with almost no choice but to talk about canceling student loans. So the only thing that you can really do to get away from it is save your money, and when the shit hits the fan, be ready to move to another country and retire there. I've already staked out a place in the Philippines. I've already staked out a place in South Korea. If I have to, that's where I'm going. I will live like a king on $2,000 a month.
Where in the Philippines?
Manila, as close to Manila as
Okay,
possible.
yeah.
Quezon City. I have a condo in Quezon City. I can live on what is it, $20 a day. But
Pretty much.
no, I'm not making that up. $20.
I know.
No, I was in the Philippines. I was in Manila and Cebu.
I can stay there for two. If I wanted to be a king and have the best of everything, I could live on $2,000 a month. And my thing is, you know what? Everybody's just going to have to figure it out for themselves. You have to understand, you got an entire generation that may not be able to retire because they don't have a pension. And you're talking about, we're putting money now in stocks and thinking that you're putting seeds and growing it into a plant and stuff. A lot of these people, they're so deep in debt that their capital gains are going to be eaten up by debt interest. So my thing is, it's like, I don't know what to say to them. But it's like get rich quick doesn't work. That's all I can say.
I can say that the new generation is not very educated. And I got to say, I mean, even us millennials, we were not educated in finances like we should have been. And it's just fallen into the cracks. I mean, the system was made that way on purpose, as LJ has made that statement so many times. So I think that as we go, you're going to see more and more people be more educated in their finances because they don't have a choice. Like you're going to have, it's going to break into like groups. Like you're probably going to have more people.
Hey, is it me or is it his mic kind of dropped?
Well, I can hear you, but I think he dropped.
Yeah, NCB is your mic. I don't know.
Yeah, NCB is your mic.
Yeah. I got a phone call. Sorry. I'll make this quick. So basically, we're looking at a situation where you're going to have different groups of people. Different groups of people are going to have different levels of education. I've talked to a person in this group, and they got kids out here doing them phenomenal things at the ages of 5 and 6 and 7 that are doing things that would really blow your mind. So there's a lot going on. I'm just going to say that I would say that Big Truck, the way you're doing things, that's probably a good way to do it. I'd say first things first, you need to listen to LJ, get yourself out of debt, because that's gonna change your whole entire life. And and then afterwards you need to learn, how to make sure you keep up with make sure you have a budget of some kind of emergency fund or something. I just know that you don't want to get caught with your pants down, because these corporations, these companies, they don't care about you. They don't value you at all. You're just a number. So you need to make some plans and plan ahead and have and I would say develop some skills. That's going to be the nearest thing that you have, because these days their skills are not being developed. A lot of people are going out here and they could just go and get a certification or something. So I agree with you guys. The next generations are going to be in far more trouble than what we have now. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I was curious about your thoughts on the student loans, LJ, because I hadn't had a chance to talk to you about it. But I'm gonna go back to the chat group. Thanks, guys.
Hey, LJ, I have an actual question to ask you too, bro.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Big Trucker really just playing in my mind, and I remember we talked about this on the phone. When you said SavingsMinusDebt is your like how much money you have to travel. But what if you're actually going to live in another country with the lower cost of living? Because like in my situation, they told us we're definitely going to be remote until May.
Where are you now?
I'm in Mississippi right now.
Oh, okay. So you're thinking about moving in another country?
Yeah, but the place that I'm working at or whatever is in California. So, but I'm thinking about going to Colombia.
Well, I'll tell you like this. 3 safest places I can think of where you can get all that work done, but you not be very far away from medical facilities and access that you need. Manila, Philippines is good. Bangkok, Thailand is really good. And Vietnam. Vietnam has some of the cheapest, best living that you can imagine, where $15 a day will get you what it would cost $400,000 to get a place like that in Manhattan. And it's perfect. It's beautiful. Are you married?
Nah, no.
Oh, okay, great. You'll have these young Asian women all over you. You'll have a girlfriend in like 2 days flat who want to be your wife and cook for you, all that, clean for you. It'll be beautiful. And
yeah.
if you, I'm telling you, it's like
no. Vietnam is dope.
I like Vietnam's incredible, man. $15 a day, man.
Yeah, I thought it was going to look like, those old war movies, but it actually looked like
Well,
Miami.
But that's the racism. You got to understand. American racism and American, how should I say, rhetoric would have you think that all of these other people are living in complete shitholes. But when you actually get the money together to actually go and visit one of these places, yeah, some of them are run down, some of them suck, but for the most part, they're doing better than we are. For the most part. Now, granted, financially, America's still the best. It's still the cleanest shirt in the hamper. But when it comes to being a black man and living somewhere and making yourself some money and not having high taxes and all this, when I say that I could live like a king for $2,000 a month in Thailand or in Philippines, I absolutely and probably less than that. I could probably live like a king for $1,500 a month. But I'm sorry. It's like for what I'm spending close to like $8,000 a month here between 2 separate houses and the little things that I have, the business that I run. If I moved to one of those countries, oh man, I'd be a king.
Hold up, Big Truck. All right. Yeah. So listen, Lou, you still got student loans?
Yes, sir.
Why are you talking about going somewhere then?
But that's what I was thinking though, right? Like, I mean.
And I'm asking why. I'm asking you, why are you thinking about that?
How much do you have?
Wait, because it'll help me pay.
Hold up, Big Truck. Hold up. I want to ask you. So why are you thinking about that? If you have,
I'll tell you why. Because I was doing the calculation, and the cost of living there is lower than what I am right now. So it actually helped me pay off debt.
How you gonna get there?
Spirit.
Huh?
Spirit.
You mean an airplane ticket?
Yeah.
You ain't got no money for airplane ticket. What are you talking about?
See, I see what I see what you're saying, but
I'm not. No, listen, Citizen Lou. It's not me saying it. I'm just telling. I'm translating math to you. It's not me. Pretend I'm not here. Pretend I'm math.
Mhm.
Hey, Citizen Lou, you don't got money for a plane ticket on Spirit.
Right,
But what?
but I do have the money.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess the laws of mathematics are wrong.
I see what you're saying.
Okay, then you're right, Citizen Lou. You got money for a ticket.
But you know what I'm saying though, like if
No, I don't know what you're saying.
The rent I'm paying here and the rent I'm paying there is the same. Like it'll be a better quality of life.
I understand, but you have no money to get there. That's all I'm saying. I know you're comparing it.
But what if
you
I
have
was
money to
going
get
from
there, so why
Mississippi
you
to
talking?
Texas? Wouldn't that be the same thing?
I'm
If
sorry?
if I went from Mississippi to Texas, wouldn't that be like the same thing? Like just moving to a new state?
Yeah, it wouldn't matter if you were moving across town. You have no money to go anywhere. The distance or where you're going doesn't matter. You don't have any money to go anywhere.
Okay.
You understand?
Lou, how far in the hole are you with the student loans?
You know I got it open right now.
Oh, you don't know it?
No, because the payment hit.
That's
So
a problem.
Wait, the what?
Because it was 23. I didn't want to do the subtraction, the negative, so it's like 22.
Will the military offer you anything for what is it, debt forgiveness?
Yeah, 22,557. What's up?
Will the military offer you anything for debt forgiveness?
Well, I'm kind of working on that with the GI Bill.
Okay.
So that's kind of like my makeshift debt plan or whatever. So
that you got to just work on paying it.
I'm saving you a lot of thinking. It's not a choice. Stop thinking you have a choice, and then you'll save yourself a lot of time.
Well, but see, you know what? Here's the interesting thing, though. If he's saying that he has to work remotely, now if he was to go anywhere where the cost of living is extraordinarily low, that would mean that as long as he's working and getting paid, he can apply the majority of that money towards canceling out this debt himself.
According to who? According to who? You or mathematics?
Well, I did the same thing. I canceled my debts like that.
No, I'm just asking you. I'm just talking about the scenario that we're not talking about you. I'm talking about the scenario right here. According to the laws of mathematics, Citizen Lou has no money to move anywhere.
But wait a minute, hold on.
Oh, he's still alive.
But here's my rebuttal to that. Okay, so if I was living
rebuttal
somewhere,
to what? Math? Not me.
No,
you have a rebuttal to math.
Okay, so if somebody wanted to move in with their parents, right?
Okay.
Would
math
you advise
doesn't care about your parents, but go ahead.
Would you advise them to do that to pay off their debt?
To move in with their parents?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so if you have the ability to work remote and be in a country with a lower cost of living, you're essentially doing the exact same thing.
No, you're not, because the reason why you brought up the parents, you're telling me that you're not going to be paying rent, right?
Some people do, but I see what you're saying.
No, but
I see what you're saying.
That's what you're insinuating to me, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Where are you
going?
Well,
not necessarily not paying rent, but a lower cost of living.
Like, somewhere. Let's put it this way: you're never going to get the deal that you get from your parents out in the real world.
Right.
Oh, so you live with your parents right now?
What's up? Yeah, right now. Yeah.
Oh.
I wouldn't go anywhere. You're never going to get a better deal. There is no other place in the world at a lower cost of living where you're living right now.
Yeah, but
nowhere.
You have to reduce your expense. Somebody put Josh Ox says you have to reduce your expenses and apply more of your income to your debt. When I had to pay back my student loans, I had a second and I had a third job on the internet, and I applied 100% of that money towards my debt to cancel those debts out.
Wait, hold up. Okay, hold up, just a second. Citizen Lou, tell me what is your hang up? Tell me something. What are you hanging up on? On the information I'm telling you? Am I being complicated?
It's just that.
Tell me what. Okay, tell me what am I saying wrong? Maybe I'm missing it. What am I saying wrong?
I just like when you say when you said savings minus debt, how much money do you have to travel? Because what if I got a new job and I'm going to New York or something, like, to get more money? It's the same thought process. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you said, okay, like, I don't have the money to do that.
That's a good question. Okay, now let's pretend I'm math. Okay, Now ask me that same thing again.
So I got a new job,
Okay.
making more money in a new area, but I'm in debt.
Okay. I don't care about your new job. Why are you telling me about it? What's that got to do with the debt?
Or there's a business, or there's an opportunity to make more money in another area, right?
Yeah, but you can't get there.
I can't get. All right. Okay.
How you gonna get there?
Bro, I mean, I obviously do have money in the bank. You know what I'm saying?
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I just
I
ate
can prove
today
to you
with
that
the
you
money.
don't. I can prove to you that you don't.
Okay.
Am I right or wrong? Can I prove to you that you don't?
No, yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying the savings minus debt. That's all I'm saying. The savings minus debt will prove to you that you don't. What you're running is a program. You're running a program. You believe you have money in the bank. You believe you have money to move out. That's a program. Everything you're saying is against the laws of mathematics, but if you believe it's true, then that's a program.
No, but look, no, I'm with you on the savings minus debt part, right? I just was saying, like, if you could amplify and increase your ability to pay debt.
In your situation, there is nothing better.
No, it is. No, it is. What are you talking about, bro? You could get like $2 tacos.
You live at home.
Food. Right.
Remotely. You work remotely and you live at home. There is no better than situation where you're at. There is no place with lower cost of living. There is no place. It doesn't exist.
But I'm saying I did the math. Like I looked at it today. Like these past like 3 months. Like I would be, because I was living in Mexico, because I was working. I told you I was working in San Diego. I'm paying it's relatively the same what I'm paying here as I was paying there.
You're not going to believe me that you're running a program, are you?
I see what you're saying.
I'm telling you right now, you're running a program. And I want you to refer, when you get out of debt, I want you to come back to this program, and I want you to hear yourself. You're running a program.
But I am going to get out of debt. I'm going to get out even faster, because I'm going to be eating, what, $2, $3 a day instead of $20 a day.
Okay.
All right.
It's not me. It's the laws of mathematics. I don't want you to think it's me. I'm not.
I'm just.
And I get it. Don't get me. Don't get me wrong. I understand it's frustrating. The laws of mathematics are mean. They're evil. I get it.
But what I'm saying is, though, I have mathematics on my side too. If the cost of living is what 100% less, is that not? Wouldn't that increase my chance of paying debt faster? That's all I'm saying. I ain't come here to really argue, which I just wanted you to see that part, because we were talking about the travel thing, and I was kind of hung up on that.
I don't ever want you to think I'm arguing with anybody when it comes to math. Okay, I don't want you ever to think that. There is no way I'm arguing with you.
I got you.
The situation you're in is heaven sent, and you think there's something out there better than where you're at. That's what. Hey man, I ain't gonna lie. That's blowing my mind right now. You think that's how powerful that is. You think it's something outside of your situation that's better than the situation you're in right now. Oh my God, that's some powerful shit right there. That's powerful, man. That's powerful.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, I do gotta. I'll reassess that. Yeah, you got a good point.
What's up, Andre? What's going on? You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just wanted to add a couple of my 2 cents in there. Big truck kind of beat me to it a little bit with if you want to pay down your debts, you've got to increase your income. This is that simple. And like Big Truck was saying, if you got to get,
you're right. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you have to increase your income in order to get that debt paid down. Now, the issue that I have, and I think that this goes beyond the math actually, and it's kind of like LJ, like, what does it take for you to go to the gym? You could just sit home, do nothing. Why work out?
Well,
I
technically,
like
I
to
mean,
stay
you
in
can
shape.
work out for free though.
This is the vehicle I use to walk the earth.
Well, international
And you
minded
have
as I
yeah,
well,
you have to
international
put.
minded.
But my go ahead.
No, well, all I was gonna say was what I was saying was he has see you have two options when you got to pay off debt. You got two options. You can either increase your income and continue spending what you're spending at the level you're spending it, and you can use the extra income to pay down the debt, or you can reduce your expenses and then take all the extra income and apply as much as possible towards the debt. So if what he's basically talking about is saying, okay, because he knows his balance sheet better than I do. And if I knew all of his financial issues, I would
Is
come up
that
with a
human
plan.
beings in
I would have a plan
hello?
for his. Yeah, if I knew 100% of his balance sheet, I'd be able to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and this is my plan to get out of debt. My plan was to continue spending what I was spending, but to make as much more money as possible, and then apply 100% of it towards the debts until they were canceled out. That was my plan. That might not work for everybody because some people may or may not have the discipline. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But going back to the simplicity of it, the only way that the debt will get paid is if you pay it. And here's where people run into a problem. This is why velocity banking is attractive, because I want to have the muscles, I want to have a healthy body, but I don't want to go to the gym and I don't want to eat healthy food. I want a shortcut. Give me that shortcut. There is no shortcut.
Well, you got to
You
remember,
got to put in the
international.
work to get it done.
If you want to lose weight, and you're like, let's say you're fat right now, and let's say you have 10 pounds or 20 pounds overweight. There are multiple ways you can lose weight. Either you can stop eating the things you're eating and reduce your calorie consumption, which will automatically cause you to start losing weight automatically, even though it'll be slow. Or you can get up and walk 90% of the time you'd normally be sitting, and that would cause you also to lose weight. But so again, everybody knows their own balance sheet better than anybody else. But the problem is they have to come up with a plan and a discipline to get it done. I was determined. When I got my student loan consolidated, and they showed me that I had a 6.875% interest rate. I was determined to pay that off faster than they told me it was going to take. So what I did was I got extra work. Did my YouTube, and I took all of that money and I applied it towards the debt, and I paid it off so quickly that they didn't even understand how I did it. It can be done. It's just that you have to have a plan.
Yeah. But still, what the point I'm really going to make is that you have to do the work. You have to make it happen. And usually, what ends up happening 99% of the time for a lot of people, they see this, what seems to be an insurmountable goal to pay this down, to get it out of the way. And they immediately go to, there's got to be a shortcut. How about this? How about I go to the casino and play some Texas Hold'em? That'll be a shortcut. This is where people run into a problem. You got to do the work. There's no shortcut. There's no easy way out. Even like what you were saying earlier, Big Chuck. Yes, you can go to the Philippines and live like a king for $2,000 a month. But you could also live in the United States and make $100,000 a month and still live like a king. You follow what I'm saying?
I don't know. I don't
I'm
feel like
saying
a
that
king
so
here.
Exactly.
I don't feel like a king here. And when I go to the Philippines, I'm a king. When I stay here, you can live under the radar, and I could take both my cars and I can sell them and take that money. I could sell both my houses, but I wouldn't feel like a king like that. I just wouldn't feel like a
But
king.
are there people that live here like kings?
There are some who live like kings. Yes, there are.
Okay, then that means it's possible.
But I don't have their
It's
level of
possible to live like
Right.
kings right here.
I
Yeah,
don't
but I
have
mean
that income. That's the problem. See, when I
flight can make that happen versus
anybody can make it happen. I'm gonna make it happen. It hasn't even happened, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm telling you that right now, and it's not even happened yet. I'm saying it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like when I say you have to have a plan, when I'm talking about when I say live like a king, I mean that wherever I would go, I have to know that I have not only savings just in case there's an emergency, but I also have to know that I have an income, right? So that means that let's say I retired and I know that my pension is going to be, let's say if it was $30,000 a year. I go someplace else where the cost of living is really low and I'm paying $2,000 a month or less. The average person in that country makes less than $8,000 a year.
You guys make this too complicated, man. I mean,
you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan.
You guys make it too. Of course, you have to have a plan, but it don't have to be that complicated, convoluted plan. It doesn't have to be like that.
Well, you're saying you have to use the mathematics. I'm telling you the mathematics of it, and I'm giving you the numbers because I've researched this.
Right, but all I'm saying is that I'm going by your words, Big Truck. I can live like a king in the Philippines. All I'm saying that I'm gonna live like a king right here in the United States of America.
I don't feel like a king here. I don't feel like a king here.
Right. Okay. That's just how you feel. I'm not saying if you don't feel like that, you don't feel like that. I'm not arguing with that. I'm just saying I'm gonna live like a king right here.
Let me tell you what I mean when I say live like a king. I even got photos of when I've lived abroad. When I say live like a king, I mean I'm sitting back, relaxed, constantly either on the beach, I'm at the swimming pool. I ain't got no work to do at all, and I've got a chick in my house and she only wears what I allow her to wear in my house, and she's walking around feeding me and doing whatever else I'm telling her to do.
Hey, check this out.
Oh my God!
You know what? That's your vision. That's your dream.
No. That's not a vision. I'm saying I've lived this already, but coming back here, it's not like that.
I'm saying that's yours. I'm just saying it's yours.
Okay. Yeah, that's my king. It's yours. What I'm saying when I say king, I mean that when I get up, I can go out and I can say, you know what? I can have 100% of anything that you have in this economy. I can get whatever I want here. Now, when you go to a country where the people make very little and you're basically priced out of their economy, you have to understand, if you have $50,000 coming in on a pension, right, you're already beyond rich in most of these countries. When I say living like a king, that's what I'm talking about. Now, granted, if I plan it, I can do it here too.
If you're talking about surviving on a pension, that's a problem right there. I'm not talking.
Not if I go there. Not if I go there. No,
okay.
But see, that's my point.
I'm not even talking about that. Hey, Jeff Bezos, are you worried about your pension? He's gonna tell you no. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
that's what
he's a billionaire.
I wanted to tell you something about that actually. But
what?
I was gonna say how how we got like millions of people out of work looking for jobs, and what kind of flex is that Jeff Bezos just quit his job?
Right.
That's.
But yeah, you see the way you said it. See the way you said it. Quit his job. He didn't quit no job.
But you know what I mean. He stepped down.
No, you got to say it correctly. He didn't quit a job. You got to make sure slaves got to hear it right. He didn't quit no job.
No, it was his job. He was CEO.
Well, if you want to call it a job, you can.
Well, you got to understand, rich people, one thing you got to understand about rich people is when people have accumulated a certain amount of money and income, accumulating money and income no longer means what it used to mean for them. So most of those people need something in order to keep themselves filled with positive reinforcements.
Oh, yeah, he's most definitely about to do something big.
I mean, look at Warren Buffett. The guy is 90 years old. If I was Warren Buffett, I would be doing absolutely nothing except enjoying my life. But apparently, his idea of enjoying his life is buying used Cadillacs and just hanging out with his grandkids. That's his idea.
Yes.
That's not my idea.
And that's what he enjoys. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do shit. I'm gonna sleep.
And keep in mind, you heard what I said. Did you hear what I said? Warren Buffett buys used Cadillacs. I'm like, why the hell would you? You've got more money than God. Why would you do that? But guess what? That's his mentality.
No, because you don't want to be taken advantage of. Buying a brand new car is being taken advantage of because you know that car don't cost that much money. It doesn't cost that much.
If he wanted it, he could buy the whole damn dealership.
Well, Bill Gates owns 41 supercars.
And, okay,
Wait, what?
why? Let me ask you something. Why are you saying that?
Well, I'm just saying, like, I mean, they are
You-
like,
LJ is getting at the fact that you assign value to owning supercars.
No,
no,
I'm
no, no.
asking.
We were talking about brand new cars. I was
No,
talking about these
Citizen Lou, I'm
supercars.
asking you. Why are you telling me that Bill Gates owns 61 supercars?
No, it was the rebuttal to the Warren Buffett thing. I was just adding that in there.
No, I'm just, because I want people to understand something. Okay, it's he can own 61 how many supercars he wants because he has real money.
Right, exactly.
And when you think about supercars, do you think Bill Gates paid for those supercars? No,
And they
his
appreciate
customers
too.
did. His customers did.
I was just getting a rebuttal to the Warren Buffett buying old Cadillacs.
Yeah,
Well,
I
yeah.
mean,
Well, my thing is, if I was Warren Buffett, they'd be brand spanking new.
see, that's why Warren Buffett has the money he has.
But
And
see,
I'll
hold
tell
on,
you,
but
and I'll
Bill.
tell you. Oh, I'm
But
sorry.
go ahead, Victor. Go
But
ahead.
all I was gonna say is everybody's idea of retirement and being a king and everything. Everybody's idea is completely different. Like for instance, I have a pilot's license. I would put a helicopter in my backyard, and I'd have a backyard big enough for a helicopter. Not only that, I'd have a plane that I can fly myself, waiting for me at JFK Airport. Thing about it is, that's just my idea. You know, that's just my idea. You know.
I don't know, Big Truck, man. Hey.
Big Truck a
What?
trip, man.
What? But that listen, I'm a different type of person.
Well,
I've been all the way around the world.
Everybody got their own thing. Let's just put it that way. Everybody got to me.
Could you imagine that, having a helipad right in your backyard and being able to land a helicopter right in your backyard?
Me
Could you
personally,
imagine
I wouldn't want that personally. I just wouldn't want that.
Well, I know how to fly. I would love to have a helicopter in my back. I'd buy me a Bell 209. I'd love to have it.
You know what? My only goal is to own the time of my life, right? That's my only goal. Once I own a house, that I will have achieved that goal. That's my only goal. Owning a house will put me financially ahead of millions of people just by that one move alone. One move.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you can accomplish it.
No, I will.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm sure you can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you know, I have to say it like this. I've noticed that a lot of people, even people who are making money, even people who are not actually in debt, a lot of people are not choosing to own homes because they want to remain not just liquid, but they want to have no responsibility whatsoever. Like even Elon Musk. Elon Musk sold his house in California. He basically said he's no longer going to buy houses. He moved to Texas and he's renting his places now.
Well, see,
And
because you're not understanding what he's saying.
he wants to be able to
renting,
move.
but he's renting from himself.
Right.
Okay, he's renting from his business. So see, when slaves hear that, they're like, "Oh man, Elon Musk he's renting." Well, renting, but not the same as you, slave. He's renting from himself. I'm not going to own anything. Well, technically, legally, he doesn't own a house, which is the smart move, not to have a house in your name. That's smart.
Well, he had one, but he decided to leave California because he got
Correct.
sick and tired of the lockdowns. Not only that, Tesla was offering him huge tax cuts in order to move his business in Tesla towards Texas. So, you know what? Ultimately, again, everybody knows their balance sheets and what they want. His idea is different than mine. Elon Musk is drilling freaking holes under the ground and he wants to build tunnels. That's his idea of being a king. So, okay, fine, whatever. It's like
Anybody that I hear like come up with, start quoting billionaires like Robert Kiyosaki and all this other stuff, and a couple other people out there. What's the 10X guy name? What's his name?
Grant Cardone.
Grant Cardone. Hey, he does this. The first question I'm asked, you have student loans? If they say yes, don't worry about what Grant Cardone's doing. That's what I'm gonna tell them right to their face. Don't worry about what Grant Cardone's doing. Don't worry about what Robert Kiyosaki's doing. You're making car payments and student loan payments. They're not talking to you.
But LJ, I do gotta ask. This a lot. It's not back to the travel thing. I just want to ask one question though, because it seems like it's like black and white when you say it's mathematics law, right? When you say add up your savings, add up your debt, if that number is negative, you don't have any money to do anything. But it's like you do have money to eat though. You know what I'm saying? You do have money to drive a car. You do have money to buy a soda. You see what I'm saying? Like that kind of confuses me sometimes when you say that.
Are you asking me or mathematics?
I guess. I mean,
I'm
but
gonna answer you as me. Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
man, I understand. Yeah, I get it.
I mean, but
Yeah,
that
you
don't.
need food. You need the food to eat.
But then
Yeah,
how
I
do
know.
you?
I get it. Uh-huh.
All right.
Now I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna answer you as math. Why are you telling me about your food?
No, I'm just saying. Like when you said
No, I
I
don't
didn't
know
have
what
money
you're
to.
saying.
You said when I didn't have money to relocate. I mean that logic is like I don't have money to
Why are you telling me
eat
about
either.
relocation? I'm answering as math. I'm just answering as math. That's not me.
I'm talking to math now.
Yeah, you're
Okay, cool,
talking
cool,
math.
cool. Okay,
Why are
so
you telling me about? I'm answering you as math. Why are you telling me about your food?
geographical arbitrage. That's why. Because you have a high income and a low cost of living. You know that's what now I'm talking to math now. That's all I'm saying. You know
You're running a program, Citizen Lou. You know
what
that?
what
Yeah,
what's the
but
program?
Lou, this is the yeah.
What's up,
Maybe I
Andre?
can explain, LJ. Maybe I can explain it to you. When you say that you're going to move to wherever to for the arbitrage, let's say if you have
Right.
if your balance sheet, and I'm telling you now, for pretend that you are a business. First of all, you're bankrupt, right?
Right.
Which means that your creditors own you. Let's start there. You are not doing anything. Your creditors
Okay.
are doing all that because they own you.
Right.
Number
Okay.
two, if you decide that you're going to go to wherever it is for the arbitrage, if
Right.
you have no money, if your balance sheet is negative, you can only finance that. You have no money to do anything.
So I should
Everything
be
you
on the
do,
street. So
including the
I should be on the
food,
street, right?
no, it's not. You're not hearing me. Everything that you're doing now is financed. Everything. So when you go in and buy a bottle of Coke, that's a financed bottle of Coke. Do you understand now or no?
No, I mean, yeah, okay.
Hey, put it this way, Citizen Lou.
There's no
You
way
know that,
around.
you know that guy in India. You said he was sleeping on top of dung.
Right.
You know why he was doing that? Because he had no credit. He had no credit. If you didn't have credit, you would be sleeping on dung too.
Mm.
You wouldn't be in a house. You wouldn't be driving a car. You wouldn't. I mean, you wouldn't. You got a car right now?
Yeah. Paid off.
Okay, tell me this. I want you to see something. Okay, add up your savings
No,
minus
the
your
car's
student
not
loan
paid
debt.
off.
Tell me
The
what you
car
get.
is financed.
Tell me what you get.
All right.
Tell me what you get, Citizen Lou.
What you saying?
Do your savings minus debt and tell me what you get.
A negative number.
Okay, that's how much money you have to get some gas.
Okay. I mean, look, okay, but at the end of the day, that gas will help me get to work to pay
No,
off.
I'm just saying something. No, listen to what I'm saying. That's how much
We're
money you
not
have to get
disagreeing
some
with
gas.
that. We're not disagreeing.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Andre. Okay, so y'all see what I'm saying?
Citizen Lou, what kind of
Yes.
car do you have?
That's not important, big truck.
No. I would like to know what kind of car do you have.
It's not important.
No, listen. I would like to know what kind of car you have.
It's a car.
No. You see,
It's a car with good mileage.
No.
That's all it is,
Let
man.
me
Come
ask
on,
this.
man.
Let me ask. Okay, what year is this car?
Oh,
It's
big truck, bro. Come on, it's not that important.
It does the car. Here's the question: Does the car still have payments on it?
No, it's paid off.
Oh, okay. So that's at least a step in the right direction. Okay, so I'm guessing where you are, the what is it called? The car insurance is probably not expensive, or not that expensive, right?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good because I was hoping you weren't going to say, yeah, I've got like a 2019 Dodge Charger, and you're wondering where your money's going or something.
No, not at all.
I
I mean, look, man. You know, LJ. I see. Okay, I see what y'all saying. And like, okay, maybe
Here's another question: How old are you?
I'm trying to fight. I'm 28.
28. Oh, okay, cool.
You see how, hey, Citizen, you see how you hesitate to tell the car and the year you got? I have no problem. I have a 1995 GMC Yukon 2-door.
No, LJ is different now. Big truck be cooking people in their cars.
That he actually owns.
Big truck be clowning on people in
He
their car.
actually
I know
owns
Big
that.
Truck.
Yeah.
Big truck. I don't trust Big Truck. That's all it is.
Oh, you got to trust Big Truck. I'm the man.
But you right though. I mean, all right, okay, all right. All right.
Stop running that program, Citizen Lou. You keep running that. I know what's happening. Okay. You don't really understand that you're just glitching. That's all you're doing. You're just like, hey man, I'm trying to figure around. The only thing you keep saying, this is what you're saying without knowing you're saying it. I'm trying to find a way around math, and I'm just telling you, there is no other way around math. There is no other way.
Right.
Every time you try, you're telling me that you're a slave running a program. You just, and I want you to remember this video, because once you're out of the debt matrix, you're going to come back and then you're going to listen to yourself. You're going to be like, damn, I was trying to get around math. You sure was. There is no ways around the laws of mathematics. That's impossible. Nobody in the world can do that. Nobody. But millions of people try every day. They now, again, I'm not against slaves or slavery. It's a need. It's important to have slaves. I get it. Hey, man, you think you can travel with no money? Cool. Shit, I don't care. Whatever. Keep rolling old loans into new car loans. Hey, whatever, man. Whatever. We need slaves. I want to get you out of that, Citizen Lou. I don't want you. I want you to stop thinking. I want you to see how powerful this program is. You are in the best position than 99% of the world right now, and you still think there's something better. I just want to tell you, I'm just showing you how powerful it is. And you still think there's something better. Oh man, it's got to be a better way of living somewhere. Okay, all right, whatever.
Well, Lou, the
There's no
problem, you
shortcut.
keep saying a lot of people, they don't trust math and everything, but I'll have you know that the vast majority of these people have failed math or haven't taken enough of it to understand simple math.
Now, yeah.
Especially when you talk about interest and percentages and loans. Or like I that used to be my job, sitting on a phone explaining interest rates to people.
This is the even bigger problem. You don't even have to know math. Everybody has a calculator on their phone. Everybody. You don't even need to know math.
Yeah, but when you start talking about interest and compounding interest and stuff like that, now you got a problem.
That's for slaves.
Oh, okay.
If you're talking about financing stuff and you're worried about interest and stuff, that's for slaves. I don't need to know about any of that.
Okay, so all right.
Only when I'm investing and I've invested and I'm making compound interest, okay, I'll pay attention. But the other stuff, I'm not paying attention to that. It has nothing to do with
Yeah.
me.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? Okay, so they
Yeah,
told
it
us
depends on what side you're of the ledger on.
Now, okay, so I just want to say this real quick. So in May, they said we're gonna be done working remote. Then I have to go back to San Francisco, right? Or really San Diego, really. So I'll go back to San Diego. So are you saying I don't have the money to go back to work? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm slow, like you said, but I'm just, you see what I'm saying? Like, I think that's like myopic. I don't think that's like a
It's
good
not,
way to, when you talk about
it's not,
moving, like, what's up, bro?
no,
Go ahead,
if you have a negative balance sheet, you cannot buy anything. You can only finance it. Now it may look like you bought a ticket or got a U-Haul and you drove over there. And yes, that did actually happen. You experienced that as a human being, but you have to understand that experience was financed.
Okay.
Now this is where this is the hardest thing about what LJ is trying to get across to people. That simple word between bought and finance, people get lost completely. Lost. If you have a negative balance sheet, you have to finance it. It doesn't matter that you got paid, you took the money out of your account, you paid for the service, and then it's done. Yeah, you went and paid, you consumed it, it's in the toilet now, that's fine. But you financed it, period. You just have to accept that. Once you accept that, everything changes.
Everything changes. Everything. And believe it, Citizen Lou, everything will change as soon as you stop running this program. No matter how many times I keep telling you have a negative balance, you still think there's another way. That's a program.
No, it's not the. All right. Look, it's not like I'm saying I'm not gonna pay my
That's
debt.
cognitive dissonance.
No, it's not. It's just it's
It is.
frustration. No, it's frustration because I guess I'm not conveying my point properly. It's not cognitive dissonance or nothing, right? It's what I'm saying is that yes, okay, I'm in the negative, yes, but I still may have to move back to California. That's all I'm saying. So when you say I can't have no money, you say I will finance the ticket. I mean, I see what you're saying, but okay, all right, it is what it is. All right, y'all got it. It is what it is. I'm done.
I'm just listening to you. I honestly, I'm really
It's
listening
a,
to you. I'm listening to all the stuff that's going through your brain. I'm just like you're
You
fighting
say
with yourself or something.
I'm fighting it. I might be.
this is the five stages of grief. Someone should post
Yeah.
that in the chat. Five
Yeah.
stages of grief, and he just
not-
went through all five on the phone. He went through all five right now.
Yeah, because I am getting frustrated.
What are the 5 stages? I'm curious.
Yeah. And at the last stage is acceptance. You have to accept it. That's it. That last stage, and that's where most people stop. I got to tell you, for real. I deal with this on a daily basis,
This is
and they
powerful,
stop
man.
there. They will not accept.
This is powerful stuff. Powerful stuff.
This makes crack. Look, listen. This makes crack look like a Kit Kat.
It does.
Okay.
It does.
Just to give you an idea
How?
of the psychology that's involved here.
Because I said getting an airplane ticket. What are y'all talking about now?
Right.
Now I'm on crack.
Look at. Do you think? No, listen. And as you're saying that, I want you to say, when we're talking, do you think I literally mean that you're on crack? Do you literally think I mean that, or do you think I'm just comparing it to it?
No, I wouldn't. You also Andre.
You wouldn't think we were saying that you were literally on crack, right? Correct, citizen?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay. I want to let you know that's the frustration of the program, making you say things like that. That's not true. That's not true. I don't think you're on crack. I'm just comparing it, the intensity of how strong it is. You see, that's the only way I can visually show you what you can't see. I can't show you math. I mean, I can on the calculator, but if you look at your calculator and you don't believe it, there's nothing else I can do.
You're right. Nah, you're right. Nah, you all right.
Man. I want you to see yourself getting frustrated at mathematics. That's what you're getting frustrated. I didn't invent it, right?
Yeah, because I really do want to go to Columbia.
Right? And I want you to see it. I want you to see it and feel it happening, because once you're out of the debt matrix, you're going to have this same problem when you're telling somebody else you care about. They're going to do the same thing to you. Oh man, what the hell are you talking about, man? You're frustrating me. Then you're going to say, damn, how can I explain this to him?
He was already talking about that earlier with his mom, wasn't he? Wasn't that?
Yeah, but
that's supposed to show how powerful it is.
Oh yeah, there you go, right there. Exactly.
That's what it probably was. Yeah, I got this shit rubbed off on me probably.
You said you had to get up and leave because it was frustrating you.
Yeah, now.
But I can't leave. This is my show.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, we can't leave. Yeah, we can't leave.
Content. But I mean, yeah, okay, all right. No, I see. Like I said, I see your point. I guess it's
just getting to acceptance. That's it. And you gotta keep going over. Listen to what we're saying. It's a very simple thing. If you have a negative balance sheet, everything that you consume or pay for is financed. Now, this is where it really is mind blowing. But it's just accepting. It's just getting to that last stage. Okay, I have to accept this as being true. If you can't do it, if you can't get there, man, I don't know what to tell you.
It is over. No, but I'm with
crazy.
What's up, Elgin?
You know what's crazy, citizen? And you're not even 30 yet, man. You don't even know the advantage that you have right now, and you're not even 30. If I could step in your shoes right now, I'd be a killer. Do you understand me?
Yeah,
I was already. I'm not saying I had fun. I did my thing and did all. I'd be a killer if I had this information right now. Before I was, oh man, you have no idea. Not a clue, and nobody would understand me. Nobody. You are in the best position.
Hey, LJ, I got something.
Oh, go ahead, Andre.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something to Big Trend. You don't have to leave Big Trend.
Well, it's not about having to leave. The issue is I actually have lived overseas for large portions of my life, and I actually prefer living overseas. I mean, the climate, for
Oh,
one
okay.
thing,
All
is
right.
beautiful. I mean, the condos are lovely. The beachfront property is I've been to Africa, I've been to Asia. And when I'm telling you, when I'm talking about this, when I'm talking about my idea of living like a king, I mean, yeah, you could stay here, and there's certain things I could have here that I can't over there. But personally, it's like the the peace and the quiet and the friendliness between neighbors and everything. That's something you don't get here.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
just don't get it.
Yeah, I agree with
And
you.
even
Yeah, I agree
even
with
the
you.
women, the women, the dating situation, man. I've had so many better experiences with women abroad, and it's like the women here are just horrible, and everybody here can agree with me on that. The women are. Imagine how many women are sitting at home right now because they don't have a man to take them out for Valentine's Day. I already took my chick out, and we're supposed to go back out later. But I'm thinking about like all these women, they don't have men because they're just trying to get rich quick, and they just want to use a man for money. It's like you go overseas, the women are just so much nicer and friendlier, and just so much easier. Everything's just easier, and it's more peaceful. It's like this place is America's a toxic environment.
Yeah, but you know why? That's debt.
It's not just no.
Believe it or
Listen, it's
not.
not just the debt. It's other things. Even if you took the money out of it, there's other issues.
Yeah, that I would have to agree with you. But as you see, my label's international minded. I know exactly what
I
you're
mean,
saying.
for
But
instance, have you noticed how many of these women they can't even cook you a meal? When I go to these other countries and I'm dating a woman over there, I'm like, yeah,
hey,
I'm
look,
hungry, and she
I got to
jumps
tell you,
on that
Big Truck.
stove.
Look, listen. I understand what you're saying, but I haven't had that problem. So I don't know. I don't
Oh, okay.
know,
So
like where
you
you
date
hanging
women
out
who
at.
cook and clean and all that. You date women who cook and clean and they
I
keep
don't have those
everything
problems,
spick and
man. I don't got
span.
those problems.
I haven't had.
Oh, okay.
I can't. All I gotta say, I haven't had that problem.
And by the way, you
But
have to
I'm not
remember,
saying it
I live
doesn't.
in.
I'm not saying it doesn't exist.
Okay, you also have to remember, I live in New York City. Most of these women have no skills whatsoever. It's like you go to their apartments, there's cat shit in the rug. It's like, man, I go to these other
God
women in these other
damn.
countries,
Damn.
and they keep
God
their
damn,
places.
the truck.
They
God
keep
What kind
their
of
damn.
girl you
places
dating,
spot.
man? She don't care about it.
Oh man,
I'm
no,
like,
you
I
have
Hey,
no.
believe
Let
it.
hey,
me tell you, these women here are terrible,
Interesting. Okay.
terrible. They don't clean, they don't cook. It's
If
like
I
they're
walked,
they're just
hey
out
man,
for
if I walked
themselves.
in and saw cat shit on the rug, I just turn around and leave. I'm out. See ya.
I was in the chick's apartment and a freaking roach just walked up the wall and everything, and I was like, oh no. I was like, I can't do that. And that's the thing. It's like they just it's like this. They don't have the common sense. Their parents didn't teach
All
them, or they
right,
didn't have
man.
the that.
Let's
Yeah.
not get into all that stuff.
Yeah,
I don't talk about stuff like that because I
all
yeah,
don't
right,
date
good.
yeah. We
slaves.
don't. We don't.
Trust
We
me.
don't do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
me
you did,
neither. Me neither. That's what I'm saying. I want to
yeah.
be able to move to
I
a
just
place
like,
where I
hey,
can live
man,
like
once you
a
get out
king.
of debt, you ain't gonna date slaves. You're not gonna have those kind of problems. It's just
I
it
want
just
to
doesn't happen.
live like a king in a beautiful, soft, peaceful environment that's healthy for you mentally and physically. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm just telling everybody that comes to this channel, man, get out of debt. Your whole life's going to change. You're not going to date slaves. You won't, as a young man, you won't care what she look like. You won't care how fat her ass is. You won't care how her thighs or titties, whatever. You won't care about none of that. You'll be like, you had $200,000 with student loan debt. Yeah, we can mess around, but we are always using protection. You're going to be like, why? I'll be straight up direct because I do not and will not get you pregnant. I
There you
don't,
go.
I don't have kids with slaves.
Yep. That's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
Liddell, you're this and that. You think you're all this? Yes, I do. Do you take it or leave it? Okay, you leave it. Okay, bye.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you.
All right, we're trying to wrap this up, man. We're going on 3 hours.
Yeah,
I'm starving.
Oh,
Appreciate
good. What
everybody.
you having for dinner? What you having for dinner? You
yeah.
taking somebody out? Where you going?
I'm staying right here at the house. About to warm up
Staying
something in
right
the
there.
refrigerator.
Man, you gotta take her out tonight.
That's what you think.
Oh no! Listen, I got my chick. She's gonna have a nice red little dress on. We're going to Lake Renoir in
Oh
right
yeah.
here in Midtown.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
hell no, no,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna.
That's
Oh
that's
no, we're gonna
that's
have a
what the
nice.
economy demands. That's what the economy demands. Go ahead and do that. Don't do
Well,
that
well,
shit.
no. I like. Listen, I love date night, man. I love date night.
Me
I'm gonna
too.
put. I got my suit. I got my nice little suit ready. I'm gonna throw on my suit. She's got her little dress. We're gonna be at a ball. We're gonna be at
Hey,
the ball tonight.
do that then. Do that then.
I love dressing up and going out, man.
Hey man,
Especially
that's cool,
Valentine's
man.
Day.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just talking about doing it today.
Well, we're going out tonight, baby.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
it
just
is, it
talking.
is Valentine's Day. I'll be. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know it's Valentine's. Citizen, what are you doing over there?
Hey man, you know.
Yeah, I just don't pay attention to it. That's all.
It's just I don't get no girlfriend.
Oh my goodness, Citizen Lou, you gotta have a girlfriend.
No.
All right, you guys, let's wrap this up. I got to get
All
out,
right.
man. You guys. All right, thank you, Andre. Big
All right,
Truck.
good night.
Citizen Lou, thank you, everybody, for jumping on. I appreciate
Y'all have a good
you.
one, man.
Yeah, y'all have a great Valentine's Day.
All right, later. Oh man, these are turning out to be fun. I'm enjoying these. I ain't gonna lie. I get to relax and let everybody else talk sometimes, man. But this is I enjoyed this talk, especially with Citizen Lou in there, man. I want you guys to see how powerful it is, man. I want you to know. Andre and I were not saying anything convoluted, trick, sneaky. We're just saying, hey, if you're in the negative, you can't buy anything that's impossible according to the laws of mathematics, right? That's all. And once you guys understand, and he said it's like the 5 stages of grief. Because I don't have no stress and grief in my life, so I really didn't know what those 5 things were, right? Because once you get out of debt, you don't really have that kind of stuff. It just doesn't happen, right? To accept that when you're in the negative, that you can't buy anything, it's what it is. He was getting frustrated because that's a glitch in the debt matrix. It's like it's going that goes against everything that I have been taught. I have been taught that even though I don't have money, I can still travel. I can still buy things. I can still buy gas. I can still buy food. I can still pay for my lights. I can still do according to the laws of mathematics, you can't. And so instead of people get mad about that, they should say, then how am I paying for all this stuff if I'm in the negative? Exactly. Everything you're doing is financed. Even when you go and buy a candy bar and you pull out $1 out of your pocket, you're still financing the candy bar. How do you know if you're financing candy bars today? If your cell phone is financed, that means you're financing candy bars. You get it? I hope you get that. Okay. Every time you drive by and you fill up on gas and you look at the gas price and say, whoa, that gas price is high. It's double for you. Listen, your gas price is not up on that board. Okay. Okay. It's not up on that board because they don't have enough spaces on the board to tell you the gas price for you. You understand? You get it? Oh, slaves, they be doing you guys so dirty. They do you guys so dirty. It's like, imagine them kicking you down on the ground. Your chains are rattling and squeaking and scraping the cement. And they're saying, hey, if you don't like it, leave. You're saying, no, keep hitting me. You guys are putting your own chains on yourself. You guys. You're adding links every day. Every time you sign up for something else you finance, you're adding another link to your chain. Debt is the largest prison in the world. No walls or guards needed because you guys are there voluntarily. They can't even kick you slaves out. You see what I'm saying? You can't even kick you guys out. Anyway, that's it. I'm wrapping this up. I'm out. Gotta eat. I don't mean to kick slaves when they're down, man, but sometimes you guys get on my nerves, man. You guys have a wonderful evening. Later.